Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Casually FC. Welcome to the call-in show. I am here with my starting panel of the Bridge 258, Oliver Twist, and the real Chicken Nugget Chris. And before we go ahead and start, ladies and gents, be sure to smash the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe because it helps out the channel tremendously in growth and with the algorithm. Hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live. Check out the links in the description for more content. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything we're going to be discussing today and every call-in guest and what they have to say. And last but not least, be sure to check out memberships because there are 4 different tiers. All of it helps support the channel. You get all emojis and all different types of perks, and it only starts at 99p, ladies and gents. That's right, 99p just for the first tier of membership. So check it out. Helps out the channel tremendously, like I said. And today, ladies and gents, like I stated in the beginning of the show, it is a call-in show. And like all call-in shows, we'll start taking in calls around the 15 to 20-minute mark, likely the 20-minute mark, because we're going to be discussing today Thiago Silva, and obviously because the Champions League just happened yet a few minutes ago, we saw Borussia Dortmund beat PSG 1-0, as well as yesterday's match between Bayern and Real Madrid, thank you, and 2-2 as well at the Allianz Arena. We'll be discussing that a little bit just for the fun of it. But yeah, guys, big games that just passed. We're going to be talking about Thiago Silva a little later. Obviously, there's plenty to talk about with Thiago Silva announcing his departure from the club at the end of the season. But before we get to that, let's talk about his previous club, PSG, today. We just saw the match. I thought it was a pretty fun match to watch. And Dortmund, man, Dortmund coming out on top and being resilient towards the end, not conceding that goal, even though there was a lot of opportunities for PSG to concede to score a goal, but just no finishing. And Mbappe not really involved today. And I don't know if that's a fault of his own or his positioning in today's game, but I mean, you guys have had a better view than I did. I was working for the most part, but from what I could tell, man, Dortmund looked good. Dortmund had a lot of chances. Dortmund could have won this game 3-0 if they really wanted to, which is impressive. Dortmund is just, coming from the season they had last season to bottle it and come back and now be as far in the Champions League as I've ever seen them. It's exciting to see. Anyone else excited for the second leg Tuesday coming up now? Who do we think is going to win that one?
I would say the second leg is definitely interesting because I felt like, yes, I didn't really watch the whole game. I was like playing the game at the same time, so I couldn't bother to watch it all. But PSG definitely had a lot of chances to that game. So PSG could have scored that game. It could have been a high-scoring game and realistic, like 3-3, maybe 4-4. It could be one of them games, but PSG kept missing a lot of chances. Definitely as well, Dortmund lost a lot of chances, but they got that one goal at least, so that holds them up for 1-0. 2 away. So all they have to do is try hold off defensively. But Dortmund ain't that good defensively, I don't think. They never really are. So they just actually got to play their game in the next game and actually do it that game and score the goals if they can.
I mean, you say that, Chris, but they held back freaking. They held back Mbappe, Dembele,
they concede chances. They concede chances, and that
they did concede chances. But,
they definitely conceded chances, and they still will.
I don't know if he was man of the match, but to me, based on what I was seeing, Adeyemi, man, Adeyemi was phenomenal today. Am I wrong in saying that? Was he the man of the match for Dortmund in you guys' opinion?
I have no idea.
You don't even know. You were barely watching the game. Who watched the game? Ahmed, did you watch the game?
Yes, I did, man.
The winger you're on about, right?
The left
winger,
back.
yes.
Oh, he's the left winger.
The left back's Madsen, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Who's watching what, huh?
They look similar.
Yeah, so I think for me, Kareem, well, they look similar. Wow, what a comment. But listen.
No, they have similar facial structure and stuff. Why are we? Hey, you know what? Let's normalize people looking similar to one another again. You know what I'm saying? Why can't we just have a normal conversation? Why do we pretend that every single human has to look different? We gotta start having goals here and some stuff like in Fallout, man, to differentiate people. Like, because people don't look different enough, apparently.
So, again, Kareem Adeyemi, I think today had a very good game. He was doing a lot. He was basically doing in Mason's job today because
he was unstoppable on that left wing every time.
He was doing a good job there. Hakimi, he had him locked up, and then he was cooking him on the other side too. So big up to him, man. And that's one of the key advantages when you have a lot of pace, and then you can just run at people with that pace, and they're very good at it. So, man, listen, big up to him, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm gonna say, man, Kukurea would not have survived this game, and nor would have Chilwell.
Not like what Adeyevi had.
See, I didn't watch it properly, but like they definitely conceded a lot of chances. They conceded any chances from Matson's side, I'm guessing as well. You know, from his side.
Well, let's let Oliver speak because Oliver at least watched the game.
You probably watched.
Oliver could tell us.
I do remember they conceded the the first Fabian Ruiz header. People that watched the game. That did come from that side, but I'm not going to put too much blame on Maatsen because that was kind of him crossing from the inside channel. It wasn't really wide where Maatsen defends. That's more like your DM's responsibility playing a double pivot. The DM supposed to deal with that area. But regardless, I think you guys nailed it on. You hit the nail on the head. It was it had the chance to be a very high scoring game. A lot of poor finishing at the end, but definitely one for the neutral. Very exciting. And if we get anything like that at the Parc des Princes, then it will be worth a watch.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we haven't talked about the other game, but like so far this Champions League has been very, very entertaining. Almost more entertaining than previous ones. This could be recency bias, but I don't remember other ones being nearly as entertaining as this in terms of just the drama. And even then, actually, fair enough. I got to give this to PSG. They hit the post twice in that one play. From was it a corner? I don't know if it was a corner, but regardless, no, it wasn't a corner. They hit the post twice, and maybe it could have been a 3-1 game because that was another opportunity that PSG had and just very unlucky. Another millimeter into the net, and it probably bounces into the net from that Mbappe shot. But their goalkeeper was on it today. The Dortmund goalkeeper.
Oh no, he's a. This is
making
why I
incredible saves.
Yeah, he is. I want him. I've been wanting him for a good while now, and this is a keeper. If he's on 60, 70 million, I'm taking. I don't care if he's not good on his feet. He's good at stopping shots. He's just good at that. So I'd take him, man. That's a keeper I've been looking at for next season if we can get him. If we can somehow entice him into our circus of a team right now.
Any other insight on the game today before we talk about the game yesterday?
I guess I'll talk a little bit about Mbappe, and I just want to give a bit of context. So,
sure.
He's currently playing as a central striker, as he has done in previous years, obviously, because they never had a striker. The problem with him is so they bought 2 strikers this summer. They bought Colomboani from Frankfurt, and then they bought they actually loaned Gonzalo Ramos from Benfica. So they got 2 strikers. Those strikers aren't good enough though, and that's what's actually led to Mbappe going back in the middle and Barcola coming in on the left wing. So
was Ramos on the bench today?
I don't know.
Yes. He wasn't playing off the bench.
I'll check.
So that's a bit of context behind Mbappe. He wants to be on the wing, and he can't because the other.
He's not going to be on the wing Real Madrid where he's going to.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure that out. I don't know.
I don't understand what that logic is. I don't understand. I feel like he's just been a bit of a twat then because if you got Vinicius Junior there, and then you got Rodrigo on the right, you have to play centre, bro. That's the only place that you can play in. What the fuck?
He was in the. You guys are right. He was on the bench.
Listen, man. Bradley Barcola, Chelsea should have brought him, and I will stand by it. Instead, you've got Mikhailo Mudryk, stinkying up the place. You got Raheem, the fake dream. Raheem, the nightmare Sterling. I'm gonna call him now. Raheem, the nightmare Sterling. On the left. It's disgraceful calling him the nightmare because there's a guy that's a world champion that's called the nightmare. That's my goat right there. So can't even call him that. Raheem, that's the fake dream. Yeah, Sterling there. Crazy, man. And you know what's crazy? the PSG coach actually he coached for a win there, and they should have really been up 3-4-1 in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of criticism early onset about Luis Enrique and how he was going at PSG. But hey, first season, and I just saw they won Ligue 1, so that's a given. And listen, they're still in the Champions League, but this may or may not be. Ever since Tuchel left, I don't think they've gotten this far in Champions League, right?
No, didn't Pochettino? Oh no, they haven't. No, sorry, because I think the furthest they got before this was Pochettino.
The quarterfinals. Yeah.
They've been to the finals. They've been to the finals before, by the way. They've been to the finals.
No, that's why I said post Tuchel, I don't think they've gotten this far.
Oh no, sorry, I think did Poch get to the quarterfinal or the round of 16?
I think Poch got into the quarterfinal, and then a season after he got knocked out in the round of 16.
Yeah, because the round of 16 was the Real Madrid one where there was that late comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And I don't remember what happened last season. Last season
Last season was round of 16 exit. I can't remember.
Yeah, they was out early.
Yeah,
is it Bayern? I think it was Bayern that knocked them out.
Yeah,
Nagelsmann's Bayern.
I don't remember. I wasn't that checked in that last year. I was mostly
focused
on Chelsea.
It was. I think it was actually. PSG played a really bad team. Like their team that night was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Or both legs.
So for me, I think this is a really good. It looks good for Enrique. I genuinely think that him to be able to do what he's doing with PSG with Mbappe's last season, and honestly, I think the man management is very impressive, because you would think every season around this time when you start hearing the rumors about Mbappe going to Real Madrid, I feel like there's always a disgruntled Mbappe and a very hard to deal with Mbappe. But this season, I feel like he's being a team player, and he's not bitching about getting reduced minutes, because I know he's getting subbed off.
He's going away next season. He's gone next season, man. That's why.
He wins either way.
Yeah.
I understand he's leaving, but the thing is too, like, there are players that they know they're leaving, so we've experienced this. They get injured and then they save themselves for the next team. I'm just saying, Mbappe's been a team sport. He looks like he's enjoying, playing at PSG right now. He's not looking disgruntled or frustrated with having to be carrying the team and stuff. I mean, listen, the man management from Jose Enrique is kind of what I'm trying to point out. It's Luis Enrique. I keep calling Jose Enrique.
Yeah.
With Luis Enrique, I've been impressed. He's kept the drama pretty much out of PSG, which is a very common thing every season.
I can't say I'm too surprised though. Like I know PSG is like Hollywood FC in that way, like they're just drama all over the place. But you got to look at where Enrique's come from. He's managed Messi, Suarez, and Neymar all in the same front three. Do you not think there was some ego there? He's managed Iniesta, he's managed Dani Alves, Alba. These are some top-level players that could just brush off any other manager, and this guy got them to a treble. So, I know people try and take that away from him and say, "Oh, he had a great team," but it takes two to tango. To get a treble, especially, you need a good manager.
100%.
One thing I want to add also is that we also need to remember that what's his name? Campos is the one that's been building the team for PSG.
Yeah. It hasn't been.
You know what?
Who's the one that got fired?
Today? Can I say something? It's Chelsea related. Actually.
Leonardo, you're talking about?
Yeah. I want to talk about this because it's kind of Chelsea related. This comment, before we go to Thiago Silva and the Bayern Munich game, Sam McBall was like today, none of the players that Pochettino's asked for have come to the football club, and I'm like, yes, okay, I'm very happy about that. And I'm seeing people saying, oh, we're not giving the blood to him. Like, bro, we shouldn't be giving him the players that he wants. We should be giving him the profiles that he needs for the team. What are we doing, bro?
By the way, speaking on that subject, when we talk about Manuel Ugarte, the man who PSG are now trying to loan, that's Pochettino's midfield target. The PSG are trying to loan after one season of buying him because he's not good enough. So, but no, we should listen to Poch. Sure thing, man.
I agree. Listen, that's a discussion we're definitely going to go more in thorough with on Sunday. But listen, there are people now people to this day, Ahmed and Oliver, that still bitch about the fact that we never got Pochettino Ugarte. Now listen, I'm not here and I'm going to slander Ugarte. I think Ugarte's a good player, but he's not hit it in strides like people expected. And I'm not hearing the same slander or any type of slander over Ugarte like I would. Obviously, price tags involved, but like we're hearing like with Enzo, for example. it just goes to show, right, that it's the rules for thee but not for me kind of thing. And listen, Ugarte, I think he's a good player. We'll see what happens. I think there's just time to develop with him, and maybe he just suits another manager. But listen, at the end of the day, if Pochettino would have had him, I had a good feeling it would have been a lot worse than what's happening at PSG. But yeah, I mean, speaking of Champions League and speaking of players as well, Kim Min-jae. That's Kim Min-jae. What? Listen, I was told that, Tuchel, one of the criticisms is he's not playing his best center back. That this man is washed. He's done. And it's because his talent ID sucks. He got Eric Dyer. What's he doing with Eric Dyer and all this and that? And benching Kim Min-jae, your best center back. Well, Kim Min-jae played yesterday. Eric Dyer played yesterday. Eric Dyer looked like the better defender, to be honest. And Kim Min-jae single-handedly cost Bayern the win in that game. Both goals, Kim Min-jae's fault. What is going on? It's unfortunate because if it wasn't for those two errors, we would be sitting here talking about Bayern Munich winning 2-0.
Quite comfortable.
Comfortably.
He coached a 2-0 win. Like,
He did.
This is why I thought Kim Min-jae would be Lees Bennett, Eric Dyer, even De Ligt. It's not the case. I guess that's why Tuchel doesn't pick him, because he just like he rushed into that first goal, as I remember, and then he caused a penalty, right? I missed that.
Yep.
Who fouled that?
He got pulled out. He got pulled out because he
aggressive
went for the ball. Yeah.
All right, can I just be honest, boys? Can I just be honest? Yeah?
His system.
Scott, they did not get outplayed. They did not get outplayed.
Listen,
Wait,
It
no,
was
Bayern
individual
did.
errors from Kim Min-jae.
No. They got
Can I
dominated.
talk about Eric Dyer first? I'm not going to talk about Tuchel. We can talk about those guys, him later. Yeah?
Yeah, go on.
I want to talk about Eric Ziegel. You know what I mean? Dyer. You want to find out what
Is that
means
really
in
his
German?
middle name?
Eric Ziegel
Can
Dyer.
be.
You know what I mean? Type in Ziegel, German in translation, and you're gonna find out what the joke is. Yeah, trust me, it's actually a good joke. It's not anything crazy. Ziegel is Ziegel for those who are wondering. You know what I mean? Eric Ziegel, you know, Dyer. That's all I have to say on him. You know what I mean? And listen, man, in regards to Osama, you know, Osama ibn two Taliban, you know. Do you just find out what it means? Do you find out what it means? Bro?
Listen, only one person can be called that, all right? And we know who that is.
Yeah.
There's only one. There's only enough. There's only room for one stone in this show, man. One type of building material. But go ahead.
Fair enough. But listen, it's brick for anyone that's asking. I just called him Ziegel, which is the German word for brick. But listen, I'll be honest, yeah. I just think Madrid, in my personal opinion, yeah, Madrid just felt like a bit lethargic, and then they just allowed Bayern to do what they wanted to do. Really, that's what it really was. It wasn't really more so tactical. It was more so that they just allowed Bayern to play. They allowed Bayern to play their way though, and you could see, like, particularly in midfield. I don't know why Camavinga didn't start, but you could tell they left a lot of energy in midfield. Kroos, even though I know Kroos is a great passer and he helped to start the opening goal, they felt like they were lacking energy. Just in general, bro. They were lacking energy in general, bro. And there was no... Bellingham wasn't having a great game either. And so Bayern were just allowed to play their game, really. That's what it was. I think Bayern were allowed to play their game. It wasn't that they were just... You didn't really feel like they were under pressure when they were in attack. And it was a really good two, like, almost back-to-back chances that allowed them to get into the game. Yeah, and that's what it was. And listen, at the end of the day, bro, and I'll be honest with you, yes, it's ended 2-2, but for me personally, I think at the Bernabeu, Bayern Munich are in trouble.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
It's just one of those bogey grounds.
Listen, I just want to be honest. If Tuchel doesn't make it out of the final, I want people who want to admit it. Yeah, I want people to know this. If he gets to the final, I'm going to Wembley. I'm making sure by hook or by crook, I get a Wembley ticket and support the opposition team to Bayern and make sure I'm there to look Tuchel in the eyes and tell him, you lost, big man. You lost, big man. Hold
I
that.
just imagine you just shouting, "You lost, big man," in the crowd when he's walking past.
I'm even gonna try to get a ticket. Yeah, I'm gonna get a ticket.
Make
just
sure
to
you
be
wear a
behind
Chelsea
him.
shirt, man, so he knows, man.
Bro's
Yeah.
going to try and get you know the Enzo position with the Liverpool fan where Enzo walked past him and he started chatting at him.
Wait.
He's going to try and get that position.
You have you Ahmed, in order for you to do this properly, you have two options. When you go and you do this, if he makes it to the final, right? And you go and you look at him in the face and you say this to him, you have to wear either one of two kits. You either will have to wear a Romelu Lukaku kit as you say it, or
I've got a Lukaku kit, by the way. You know I've got a
or wait 1 second, I gotta do this. Or you gotta represent Habibi. Either or, you gotta represent either or of those players, the ones that were against him, that wanted him gone. Or if you want to, top it off, you could do even this one too. Either or. You have to go either or. You have three options.
It's gonna hurt my heart. It's gonna hurt my heart.
You have to do it. You have to point to the back of your shirt when you say it. You lost.
You know I'm gonna wear it opposite way around so they can see.
Yeah, there you go. You can do that. That's even
Oh,
better.
yeah, just hold the shirt and just wave it in front of him. Yeah.
Hold it like a new signing.
Yeah, your options, man. But
That's
yeah, it's like, and you know what? Like there were opportunities as well for Bayern to actually, because Dyer had two chances on goal from the header, and the guy hit it right at the keeper. It was unfortunate. Actually, the first one was at the keeper. Am I not? Yeah, it was right at the keeper, and the second one just over the bar, I think. Yeah, but like. There was chances there for Bayern, and I gotta say, man, ever since Leroy Sané's come back to this team, I'm not gonna lie, man, that guy's been impressive. That guy's been really, really impressive. Him and Jamal Musiala, obviously, but god damn it, that first goal that Leroy Sané scored was incredible. The amount of power that went into that shot, like, whoo.
I mean, Sané wasn't having the best of games before that goal, but yeah, that strike was just quality. A lot of power on it, a lot of accuracy.
Yeah, and obviously Musiala getting the penalty. And listen, it's a shame that it ended 2-2 for Tuchel, but I agree with Ahmed. I think once this goes to the Bernabeu, it's going to be all Bayern. It has to be. I just don't see a way where not Chelsea. I'm sorry, Bayern go into that with already the questionable mentality because of the whole dilemma of the season and all that, and go in there like stern enough to get a result. And also it's also the Bernabeu. We've seen so many comebacks and historical results there that I wouldn't be surprised if Real Madrid get the win there. It's wouldn't be shocking at all, and I wouldn't hold it against Tuchel. It sucks that they weren't able to cinch it. I know you would. I just say
Tuchel's done well.
No.
They beat Arsenal, who's doing really well in the English league.
Oh, shut up, Chris.
And then they could have beat Real Madrid.
I'm sorry, Chris. It's Arsenal. Okay, it's Arsenal in the UCL. There's nothing else that needs. What do you mean?
I mean, you have a point. It's Arsenal UCL, but it's
so
still very.
You guys are so disrespectful.
Let's not stop giving Tuchel the accolades. Yeah, you love Tuchel a bit too much, don't you little naughty boy? But listen, let's move on, man.
Why did those words come out of your mouth? What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you?
That is wild. That was
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the link to the show is pinned to the top comment in the chat. It's also in the description, so make sure to check there. And if you want to come in and have your say, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, Scott, you disagree with everything we're saying, so go ahead,
100%.
Man. Yeah. Man didn't coach a win, but yeah, go ahead, man.
No, he didn't. That was two even
I
teams
thought he did.
with one quality player, one unbelievable performance on either side. That's what it was. To say one was better than the other, like I think Real Madrid was slightly better, but like to say that Tuchel coached a win, the goals came from a believable strike and a mistake.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So how's that any different to the Real Madrid side? Like you said that their 2 goals came from 2 mistakes. It's the same.
Clear mistakes.
The same.
No.
I don't
You
think
could-
it's
it's
two
exactly
mistakes.
the same.
You could say the penalty, obviously, Bayern had is obviously a mistake from the defender, but
Sure. Yes.
the first one.
If anything, the Real Madrid mistake was bigger than the Bayern mistake for the penalty. Because at least with Kim Min-jae, you can say, okay, he's trying to get round him. Vasquez was nowhere near the ball.
Yeah.
Like nowhere near the ball.
But the first mistake that Kim Min-jae made, where he went to get the ball and then realized, oh shit, I'm up against Vinicius, and I just got caught out.
Yeah, that's
left a huge gap.
Also a brilliant ball. That's a brilliant ball by Cruz, and it's smart movement from him.
It's a brilliant ball because Cruz identifies that Kim Min-jae made a mistake and left a gaping hole in the defense.
I mean, that was a great counter-attack goal.
A good center mid exposes those.
But
the best player on the pitch was wearing white in that game.
Cruz.
No, Vinny.
Vinny
Forget
was
just the
nice,
2
though, yeah.
goals. My man could have had a hat trick or had an assist if he just squared it to Brahim Diaz. Kind of don't know why he didn't. But he was giving them problems down that left hand side. Their left hand side. And I'll be so honest, at the Bernabeu, like I fully expect Real Madrid to win.
Yeah, I agree.
At the end of the
I
day,
expect
you can't beat that Champions League heritage. We found that out. City found that out. You just can't beat it.
Not
I mean, technically we did beat it, but
no, we didn't. Hang on. Where did we play when we faced
We won
them?
the match, but the aggregate score was
yeah,
wrong.
exactly.
No,
That's
we
what
also
I mean. That's
didn't
what I
play
mean.
them at the Bernabeu.
Yeah, we did. The second leg was at the
You're talking about
Bernabeu.
Tuchel in 2022.
No, the first time we beat them, when we beat them, it was in their little weird. What was it like?
No.
Wasn't
I'm
it that
talking
weird
about Tuchel,
training
the
pitch?
Tuchel season.
Yeah, we
I
swear
beat
that
the
weird
goal, but the
training
aggregate was.
I mean, there's no
The
fan.
one where Lonzo's goal was disallowed.
Yeah,
Wait,
that
let me
was-
see.
that
Hold
was
on.
three-
Was it the
Oh, yeah,
training? Was it the
we
training
won
bell,
3-2,
or-
didn't we? No,
The
Wait,
aggregate
was
wasn't.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm forgetting because we
forgot.
lost. I thought we lost there, but we won there, but lost it. It's weird.
Breaking news, by the way, guys. The coefficient spot is over, boys. So if you get certain,
Wasn't it
players-
already over?
Well, it has been confirmed now, innit?
That was it. Sorry, Scott. Before like that first goal, obviously Real Madrid scored, right? They did absolutely nothing in that game. By the way, they was doing nothing. I remember.
But that's
clearly watching-
that's Champions League heritage.
I know,
That's
and
what
it was.
we're
Yes, that
That's
was
what it is.
clinical finishing and the mistake by Kim Min-jae, but like Bayern was like getting chances. They was like dominating on the ball. Yeah, I would say like overall game like is even possession. I think and the big chances created. I think they had about the same amount of big chances, but like that
There we
first
go,
goal. No, yeah, I still think Tuchel kind of coached a win in that game, but like because Kim
No, he
Min-jae,
didn't. They that's what Real
Oh,
Madrid
shit.
do. That's
What?
literally
Yeah.
what Real Madrid do. They will let you have the ball. They
yeah,
don't
that's
care.
true.
They did
That
the
is-
same thing against us.
But this
in-
way,
in every
I,
game, They
Yeah.
did the same thing. They'll do
They
the exact same thing because they know with Vinny, with Cruz, with Modric in
Yeah,
the second half,
they-
they
They
need
can
to
play that one-touch quick counter football, and that's what they can do.
100%.
I
Like, that's
do
what
I
they
do agree
do.
with that.
Because I agree with you, but like Bayern had a lot of the ball, but they weren't doing anything with it. Like they were doing some nice passes.
They was
didn't
creating
lead
some
to
half
anything.
chances here
Didn't,
and there.
didn't lead to anything. What
Nothing
got
too
them in the
good.
game was Sane scoring a wonder goal.
Yeah, that was a great.
Yeah,
Without that Sane wonder goal, they're not in that match. I'll be.
but I think
completely
that
honest.
was that was more of a good goal than a mistake, which is why.
No,
like,
that's not the mistake. That's not the mistake. That's just a
Yeah,
wonder
yeah.
goal. Like he
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
inside
yeah.
and hits, bro. Like no goalkeeper should be saving it. Like no
Yeah,
goalkeeper
yeah.
saving it. Go ahead.
It's- It's mostly because of the amount of power Sane hits.
Yeah,
it with.
100%. Like he
It
put
was
so much power.
insane. It was so insane. Like,
but
just you don't see a strike like that
Like, and-
anymore.
No, like, and that's the thing. And like until that point, they weren't getting anywhere near. Like you can say they created chances. Like I understand it's not the full game. I was just watching the highlights over. The one highlight that they had, there was a clear chance, was a shot from Kane that he kicked straight at the keeper.
Yeah, and it was a soft. Yeah, but the second half, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like the second half
Yeah,
was more
they had
Bayern's.
two chances. No, they had the two chances from Dyer. Cool. And Real Madrid had a chance on the break with Vinny where he shoots and he gets saved, but he should square it. If he squares that, that's 3-2.
Yeah. I mean, again, I agree with you. I think the second leg is going to be 100% Real Madrid's. I just don't see how. Like, I understand Tuchel has good players still at Bayern, but I think with all the drama of the season and everything that led up to this, I just don't think there's enough team, for lack of a better term, team spirit to like really pull them through at the Bernabeu and get a result. Like, I just like Chelsea, when Chelsea did it in 2022, that was a Chelsea team that he still hadn't really lost the locker room. There wasn't a huge amount of controversy about the season. We were still in top 4, which, the goal was to challenge early in the season, but then it diminished to top 4. And we weren't hearing that Tuchel was going to get sacked at the end of the season. So
also, I don't know what, I think it was Ancelotti at the time, I can't remember. But whatever they were doing in that, the season we won it, when they, I think...
Oh, that was Zidane.
Yeah, the season in which we won it, I don't know what Zidane was doing. That I think it was at theirs, the training ground we played at, whatever it was called. I think it's the Stefano. They played that weird 5 at the back formation with Vinny as a wing back. Yeah, he threw that game. Like, why?
Hazard at striker.
No, I think, was it Hazard at striker?
Yeah, it was a 2-striker system.
Yeah, whatever it was, it was weird, and he threw that game, and that's what I'm saying. Like, with Real Madrid, it's just different. That's why they're always favourites. Is because even if they're kind of average, and even if they're getting old and they have holes in, they've got to play Nacho at centre back instead of Alaba, or a left back for some reason, it's Real Madrid. Like, I'll be honest, I fully expect them to win the Champions League this year.
Yeah, no, I said the same thing. I expect them to win the Champions League as well. They're my favorites, but I mean, listen, yesterday was a close chance to at least get it towards a winning aggregate or an advantage at Bernabeu, to give them a chance. But now I think it's sealed. Like, it stinks.
Even if they had the advantage, because like we've seen with Madrid before, like even if they'd had the advantage, I would have still said Madrid like would win.
Really?
Again, just with Madrid, and also how terrible Bayern are. Like, they're awful defensively.
Man, we missed out on a Barcelona Real Madrid final. They could have beat that PSG if they didn't get a red card in Navy, and then Navy get to the final against Real Madrid, because I think Real Madrid are getting to the final. That'd be an amazing final. I'd be so interested in that one.
Well, I mean,
that sucks.
It's tough for me to sit here and say that I agree that the Bayern team defense is bad, because they did hold the best offense, I would say, in Europe to no goals.
2 goals.
Yeah.
To only 2 goals, but they kept the clean sheet in the second game, which is I'm referring to.
Wait, which game are we talking about?
Arsenal.
Oh, didn't 1-0
I wasn't even thinking about Arsenal.
Yeah, 1-0.
Hang on, you said they're the best, did you say they're the best attack?
I think they're the best attack in Europe statistically.
Oh, get in the bin. Right, respectfully, get in the bin. They're not the best attack in Europe, not even close.
I mean, in the Premier League,
they're not the best attack in the
Prem.
Not in the Champions League, though, I think. That's
I'll be honest.
Wait. What do you mean they're not the best attack in the Prem? How can you say that?
No.
They're not the best. Sorry, hang on. Hang on. So you're okay
in the Prem. But
so who are you taking? Let's do this. What trio are you taking?
Listen. I'm not saying individual players they're the best. I'm just saying statistically, based on the amount of goals they've scored.
Statistically, they beat West Ham 5-0. They beat Sheffield United 6-0. They beat us 5-0. And all 3 of those teams are terrible defensively. That's what 16, 15 goals they got just from 3 teams. Defense.
I mean, I
you
don't
still have to do it, Scott.
But it's still 15 goals, man.
I'm not putting there. We can say they're statistically the best attack in the Prem in Europe or whatever. They're like, outside of Saka, there's nothing about that attack that's special, and even Saka has been meh. Recently.
This man, I can't with you, Prime, sometimes. Because, like, on one side, I want to just tell Prime what we're talking about. But the other side, I want to tell Prime, like, Prime,
Marshall, can I say
maybe
something?
if you just listen for a second, you would actually pick up on what we're talking about.
No, I've been watching
Can
for the
I-
last minute. You guys were talking about
There
the
are,
best
off the top of my head, by the way, there are
Marshall,
free attacks.
Wait.
Just thinking
hold
now,
on.
there are
I
free
need to go
attacks.
back to
Forget
what you said,
stats.
Marshall.
Forget stats. If we're talking just players, there and trios, there are free attacking trios that I put ahead of Arsenal's, at least in Europe.
Marshall, let's go back
I
to Europe
thought-
talk about, by the way.
I
Where
thought
is
you
Arsenal
thought-
top scorer in
Okay.
in the Champions League right this season? What number do you reckon they are?
What do
I
you
want
mean,
to
number
really-
of goals?
Like, yeah, where they're in the table, like, you know, like who's first, you know, top scorer in
Oh.
Champions League.
Um.
Where's Arsenal?
the-
Where's an Arsenal player? Saka, maybe. Yeah, Saka.
Oh, yeah, it's probably not that good. It's probably like,
I'm
What
gonna
he's
guess
probably
4.
only scored 4 goals. Yeah.
He scored 4 goals, but what number is he at in the table of like?
Oh, like
players?
12th?
With rank
12,
is.
yeah. I don't think he's even top 10.
He's below Morata.
Oh, you're talking about Arsenal.
That's Arsenal top scorer.
Yeah.
The
12,
thing is,
Scott,
with
by the way.
Arsenal. Okay, the thing is with Arsenal.
Is he actually 12th?
Yep.
Oh, what a
Okay.
guess! That was a complete guess.
Okay, the thing is with Arsenal, like collectively, as a team, they get a lot of goals. Like they're the top set piece team, I think, in Premier League history, or joint top set piece team in Premier League history. But as their attack as a unit, or as a 3, so what Martinelli, Saka, and you could say Jesus or Havertz. Those 3 as a collective or as individuals don't scare me. But the way Arsenal are as a team, they will get goals from anywhere.
Which is
Because
what
they're
I
so
was saying. Which is what I was
Yeah,
saying.
Premier
Like,
League, yeah.
as
No,
a
you said
team,
the
as
best
a team.
Anna,
Yeah,
you
they
said-
have the best attack in Europe. I didn't
They-
say
no,
that
no,
they
no.
had the best 3 attackers or the best front 3. I didn't say that I would take any of their front 3. I just think
Why you not gonna bet
overall, as a team, they're the best attack.
No, Marshall,
best
what
offense,
you
you
mean,
could
no,
say.
Marshall, what you mean?
that,
No,
that best
also-
attack in Europe.
no,
No,
They
hold on,
didn't
Scott.
score against
England.
Porto in
Hold on,
one leg. Either.
Marshall, your wording
I
is
understand.
wrong. They don't have the best attack. They score the most goals. They
No,
score
you're
their attack itself isn't the best, but they as a team, as a unit, they score goals.
Yeah, the most prolific team. I think that's.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
wording is
Yeah.
what you mean.
Fair enough. Regardless, so my point in saying all this is that like Bayern Munich was able to hold them to a clean sheet when they went to the Allianz. So that's why I mean it's Real
Porto,
Madrid at the end of the
though, like-
day.
That's why I thought you were talking about Bayern. I have
Yeah.
Bayern beating Real Madrid. They'll go through.
Fair enough.
At the Bernabeu though, Prime.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, it's not crazy. I don't think it's crazy to think that. Like, Bayern.
Bro, we talk about-
No,
talk
because
about-
Tuchel has tactically set up teams to win before, and just
They just
Bayern,
trade the left-
Real Madrid
left
or
to be
Real
there.
Madrid, you know.
He's not lost a semi-final knockout game. And also, people talk about how poor this Bayern Munich side is. But yeah, Arsenal were not able to beat them. And Real Madrid in this first leg, it ended in a 2-2 draw. I just see Bayern going through.
I mean, time will tell. Time will tell. It's going to be interesting regardless, and I'm definitely going to be tuning in next week to make sure like I'm watching this game because
Also, people
both matches are
forget
going to be really
how poor
good.
Man City were. Man City were horrible in the second leg. I don't praise Real Madrid for that defensive performance. Man City were just terrible.
I feel like it could be a little bit of both. I do think defensively, Rudiger put up a masterclass. Nacho did a good job at holding, keeping Haaland quiet.
Rudiger was good against Holland, but I'm talking about the defensively, Real Madrid as a whole. I don't think it was anything special. Like Man City just passed the ball around, but didn't actually penetrate anything. They didn't force it. Didn't try.
I think that's mostly on Real Madrid though, but because we know what this Man City team is capable of. They rip through defenses all the time.
Yeah, but we've also seen defensive masterclasses before. That wasn't anything special.
I'll be real, it's basically the same for this Bayern game though. Again, outside of an incredible striking of one save, they had like nothing. They had like one header or 2 headers off corners.
What, Real
Yeah.
Madrid?
No, Bayern.
Yeah, no, Bayern.
Yeah.
Outside of one mistake and one great strike, It really didn't threaten Madrid that much.
That's what I mean. Like that's why I'm saying, like, if Bayern got held to that, and same thing with Real Madrid, that says more on Real Madrid, or same thing with Man City, that says more on Real Madrid's defense than it does on the opposite team being shit.
It doesn't, because Bayern are meant to be poor, and yet they took Real Madrid to a 2-2 draw.
They've got the most informed striker in the world.
That should show more on Real Madrid, though, right?
They've got the most prolific informed striker in the world.
Is he top goal scorer in Champions League right now?
I don't know.
Kane
He's got 36 goals.
Mbappe.
The league. I don't know how many got.
Yeah, but Scott, yet you guys will complain about how defensively poor Bayern is and how their midfield can get walked through, and yet it was still a draw.
Well, first of all, not you guys, because I don't. And secondly, in that game specifically, though, Prime, in that game specifically, Kim and Jae was absolutely defensively poor.
Marshall, I agree with you. I don't believe Bayern's as bad as what everyone tells me. But everyone says Bayern are so horrible. Why couldn't Real Madrid? Why is it a draw? Why is it 2-2? If they're so bad defensively, why was it just 2-2?
It's just because the football's not pretty, man. And that's the same issue we had with Tuchel at Chelsea. The football's not beautiful. It's not nice to watch. So it translates the results. I know you don't care, Prime. I'm just trying to answer your question as to why people think that the football is horrible. Bayern is bad. I don't necessarily think Bayern have been bad, but the football is shit, but they get the results. Like I said on the last stream, I think, if Bayern win their next 4 league games, they're basically matched up with points for the treble-winning side that Hansi Flick had.
Yep.
So, at the end of the day, Tuchel just gets the results, doesn't necessarily play the most pretty football, but, I mean, to some people, it's shit football, and to some Bayern fans as well, so... I
mean, the Bayern fans are begging him to stay now.
Well, there's context to that. Exactly,
Yeah,
there's context to it. Yeah. I'm not going to be that shit.
And like, I like Ranić in terms of like his talent ID, and from a sporting director perspective, as a manager, like, no.
I mean, look at Chelsea, man. After we got rid of Tuchel, look what we had after that. Like, you know, we should have just kept him. We had Potter, Poch.
No, we shouldn't.
Yeah, we should have. Come
No,
on,
we shouldn't.
Scott, that was suffering after Tuchel.
Yeah.
Without Tuchel that season, we could have got relegated, man. We could have got relegated.
Look at Scott's subheader. It says "fuck this fan base," so he's gonna. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We needed to suffer.
I'll be real. The reason I say, I'll be real. The reason I say that keeping Tuchel was not the answer is because it was quite clear that him and the owners were not going to mesh. So if that's the case, there's no point keeping him here. The answer was to go and get. Well, number one, the answer was to have the what's it called? The infrastructure in terms of like sporting directors in place before you hired a new manager, number one.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's to not go and get Potter. That was the answer. There was no point in Tuchel staying here because him and the owners quite clearly did not see eye to eye. There was stuff going on. Forget the potential, that stuff, like the sniffy, like forget that. I'm talking on stuff elsewhere. It was quite clear that him and the owners were not seeing eye to eye on things.
Yeah, Scott is right. Like sacking, I mean, I didn't want Tuchel sacked, to be fair, but sacking Tuchel wasn't the problem. It was when they sacked him that was a big issue.
It was when we sacked him and it was his replacement that we fucked up.
Yeah, but it
didn't make any sense. Bayern, it really didn't.
Bayern will they'll go through against Real Madrid. Like I believe they will.
Hey, they get to the final. There's a very good chance they win it.
Dude, if that actually happens. It just, to me, it's going to be so mind-blowing. And, Ahmed, you're going to have to hold that. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, Ahmed, you're going to have to hold that.
Like, whoever wins the Real Madrid Bayern game is winning the Champions League. Because I'll be so honest, they're not winning. As much as they want tonight, and like they're decent,
cup competition record is too inevitable, and he's not lost a semi-final in his career.
Really?
And he's too much of a tactician. As much as this Bayern team is bad and everything defensively and no midfield, he's too much of a tactician.
Wait, question for you guys. Is Matthijs de Ligt injured again?
He was injured. That's why he didn't play it.
Yeah, because I was wondering why he didn't play.
You know, Daddy, I looked. He's got an injury.
The way Tuchel's gone about with his centre-backs is weird to me. Like, I have no rhyme or reason why he's done what he's done.
He has a knee injury apparently.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Dyer's been their best centre-back since he's been there, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
That's quite insane, but Kim J, man, like, oh,
Everyone talks about their centre back situation, but like, you guys were all raving about Kim and Jay last year, and I didn't really rate him, and now we're seeing how good he is. He's not that guy.
he's not, I guess.
Question for you guys though, not relating to Bayern, going back to the other game we just watched today, right? Do you guys think this is Jadon Sancho's true form, or do you just think this is what it's like for him at Borussia Dortmund?
No, he's good at Dortmund. Just leave him at Dortmund.
No, it's the same. I'll be real. I think it's a similar situation to Maatsen, where it's like, because this whole, like, I didn't watch the game, but like just hearing how it went and hearing how he played, like the way I heard him play was incredible. But like the thing with him and Maatsen is one of the things that's been leveled at both of them, in both cases by the fan base and the manager, is when it comes to like pressure. But I'll be real, these guys are performing in a Champions League semi-final. Like there's outside of the final and outside of a World Cup final, there isn't a bigger pressure in world football. Fuck the Premier League, fuck all that nonsense. There's not a bigger pressure outside of, as I said, the World Cup final and the Champions League final than the current stage he's playing in, than a UCL semi-final. And both of them are performing. So it's not a pressure thing.
I mean, a World Cup semi-final is a bigger pressure. But I agree with what Scott's saying. My thing with Sancho is, like, is this his actual level, or you said, is it the Dortmund thing? My thing with Sancho, and maybe a bit with Maatsen, is because they know all eyes are on them on this Champions League stage, they might be raising their level. Do you know what I mean? A little bit, because let's not pretend every game they've played since they've been on loan and at Dortmund has been spectacular. They've had a few like bad games. They've had a few average games. I think this game tonight, I think they were both. I watched again. They were both really good. I wouldn't say it was necessarily sensational, to be fair, but I think they were both really good tonight. I think it's that they're raising their level. I think we'll see how good they truly are next season when they've either left their respective clubs or they're still at their respective clubs or whatever. We'll see how good they truly are.
I think TKL's comment is right. It's a bit different with Maatsen because like he never really got a chance, and when he did, it was always an attack. Like outside of like 10 minutes in the games, which I'm not counting. Yeah. It was always an attack. But especially Sancho, like that United team is a mess. And also, it's like if you look at the way they played, especially last season, it was very much in transition all the time, and it was very much wingers who, like, if you look at who they had, right? They had Rashford, who wants to get in behind. They've got Garnacho, who's the same. Like, they've got runners. Like, and Sancho's not a runner. He's not a get in behind. He's a guy who wants to come short, get on the ball, and link play, which works in a possession style team. Which, ironically enough, if that terrorist in Manchester actually went to how he was playing Ajax, Sancho would fit. But instead, he wants to do this this defensive but press weird open transition football that looks horrid. Like, of course, Sancho's not going to fit. Go look at how United are playing, and most players in that system look shit. So that's the thing. And I think, like, for example, actually no, I was about to say I think if Sancho went to City, but I don't think he'd suit Pep's system. But that's because of how robotic Pep wants his players. A lot of the time, it's the same reason why I don't think Grealish is thriving. Like, I think he's doing well, but I don't think he's like incredible. But that's again because he's just not his type of player. But like, for example, right, okay, I think if you put Sancho in this Real Madrid team, he cooks.
I could see that. I could see that. Yeah. But I would say
I do actually think if you gave Sancho to Tuchel in this Bayern team, he'd cook as well.
I could see that as well. Yeah,
as much as Tuchel's been a shit manager this season, but I think he actually cooks. Like if you had him in
actually, my question I've had for people, because we are linked with Musiala, that's not going to happen. And
let's try. If you're asking a transfer question, let's try not to go to transfer questions. That's what a Sunday show is going to be for.
No, no.
Let's stick to the Champions League match.
No, it's about
Yeah.
Sancho. It's
Okay,
about
go ahead.
Sancho. And like we're kind of linked with Xavi Simons and stuff. What do you guys think about Sancho? Would you guys take him?
I would personally. I think that I would personally. No, we would have a bad reception from the fan base, but I kind of don't care. I said I want Leao today, and I do. I'm not just saying that to spite this fan base, but part of the reason why I do want him is I know this fan base when it comes to the match going Chelsea fans, your proper Brexit guys, they would hate Leao. They would hate him. They'd hate the fact he griddies. They'd hate his braids. They'd hate his dread. Sorry, they'd hate everything about Leao.
Yeah, Leao's too black for Chelsea, man. Yeah.
Huh?
But Sancho, you can't get Leao or Kvaratskhelia or whatever. Also, Sancho as an alternative, I would hear it. Depending on the
Depends
manager.
on the fee. Depends on the fee and the manager. Because
if
go ahead, Scott.
I say you can play both sides as well, which is what we need potentially.
100%. The thing about him is that if he's going to come in at the fee that he came into Manchester United for, and he's going to demand those wages, I don't think I would be. I don't think
He'd have to
would
take a substantial wage cut.
No. Yeah, exactly. 100%. I can't. Because I understand there's a good player there, and I think that I think he. Because I get where Prime is coming from with the players stepping up for the occasion, which is a Champions League night. But I feel like Sancho, specifically, I think the amount of time that he's been iced out of that United team, the games that he's been playing, building up to this point, has been him getting back into form, just because of the lack of football. So we haven't seen Sancho if Dortmund keeps Sancho next season, because right now it's a loan, right? If Dortmund or whatever team acquires Sancho next season, I think from the beginning of the season till the end, we're going to see a good Sancho, as long as it's not United.
I get what you mean. I'm only saying this because, for me, I get that Sancho is a talent, and I think he is really good. I've never rated him highly, of being a world-class talent or anything. Even when he was at Dortmund originally, and then when he went to Man United, we saw how inconsistent and stuff he was being, and this is even before the whole Ten Hag stuff. So I don't know. I'm just if we took the punt on him, I would understand. So long as we have the right manager, I'd understand taking the punt because the talent is there clearly, but I don't know. He obviously needs the right environment to actually perform and shine. And Chelsea don't have the right environment for anything right now. So
I mean, let's see what happens. It's definitely an interesting thought when it comes to a winger to bring to Chelsea potentially. But yeah, that's going to depend on multiple factors. Now, I think we're done talking about Champions League. Ladies and gents, like I said, if you want to come into the show today, it is a call-in show. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you go to live chat, you'll see it there. And if you refresh and go to the link in the description, you'll see it in there as well. The main topic I wanted to discuss, which is a big thing that was announced officially this week, which is the departure of Thiago Silva at the end of the season. So,
yay.
Love him or hate him. Very, very odd if you hate him. I think there's a lot of good things you can bring up about Thiago Silva. And for the most part, his time at the club has been very good. Most of his tenure has been a positive tenure. This season, obviously, it's a whole isolated season in itself. He's had mostly not great games, but again, you're almost 40 years old. What can we expect, really? But I figured this this call-in show would be more dedicated to, I guess, paying respects to Thiago Silva. If you're ballsy enough to be disrespectful to Thiago Silva, I will fight you on this till the very end, and I will be relentless. But you can go ahead and try. But I'll go ahead and real quick. Let me just put this here. Okay, hold on. There you go. This is
Marshall
the video where he announced it.
I just want to personally say before we start looking at this video and everything like that, I'm here to be.
We won't watch it because of copyright, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm here to be the balancer. You know what I mean? Ahmed Abdi, the balancer. You know. So you know, when I feel like there's too much glazing going on, you know what I mean? Almost doing a bit too OTT, I'll be there to reel it back in. You know what I mean? Bring back the historical evidence back. That's what
Ahmed, speak the truth. We're here to expose Silva what he really is. We're exposing.
No, we're not. We're not exposing anything. You can waffle if you want, but I already ate breakfast today, so I'd rather you not.
We're exposing the
That was bad, my friend. That was a bad joke, bro. Come on.
Listen, anything that comes out of your mouth that's negative towards Thiago Silva is bad. So
it's not negative. It's not negative. He's a fraud. We're exposing the fraud.
We'll see. Once you start opening your fucking trap and you start saying some fucking pure waffle, I will expose you. But yeah, go ahead. If anyone wants to start off and say whatever you want to say about Thiago Silva, go ahead. I dare you.
I want to add one thing quickly. Yeah, £2 to get Marshall out of this chat for 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
This is an American waffle, and it is not your stream. So good luck with that. Good luck with that. You can send £2 to get Ahmed out of here if you want. Listen, I'll reverse that shit. But anyways, hey, to give context, Thiago Silva came here in 2019-2020 season. No, 2020-21 season. And it was supposed to be a one-off, one and done. I expected it to be a one and done. I didn't expect him to be this freaking good in that season. Came into this season with Lampard when the defense was shambolic and we were conceding goals left and right. Weren't really solid. We had Kepa, right? Yep. And in that
Alonso, a left back.
Was it January we got Mendy? No, we didn't get Mendy in January.
We got Mendy at the start of the season.
Yeah, Mendy at the start of the season, mate. Get your facts right.
Hey, listen, I asked a question, not a fact. All right?
It feels like a long time ago, man.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But for whatever reason, Mendy didn't start the season. It took him a while to get into the team.
Marshall, that's also not true. We didn't start the season signing Mendy. We signed Mendy near the end of the transfer window. Kepa started the season because Mendy wasn't here. And also, to answer your question, Marshall, Thiago Silva is part of the reason why one of our greatest ever players got sacked. So, but that's your legend, by the way. Thiago Silva, that's supposed to be your legend. Our legend.
Okay.
David Luiz would never. David Luiz would never.
You guys hear this waffle?
You know how
you guys hear this waffle, right?
Arsenal, huh?
You say that like you almost wanted our greatest ever player to remain as a manager.
Yeah.
Is that true? Is that true? Is that true? I asked you a question. Is that true?
I'm answering your question. I don't want any of my players downing tools for my managers. And Thiago Silva did that, especially for our legend.
He did not. He did not down tools. Thiago Silva never down tools.
Down tools.
Yeah, Thiago Silva never down tools.
I mean, the team was just shit because it's Lampard.
And Thiago Silva.
This is pure waffle. It's so much waffle, no one believes you. Literally, no one believes you.
The only game it kind of felt that was, I think it was Leicester where we lost, and that's the only game I felt like we kind of
dealt with. It is the truth. No one has to believe the truth.
It's not the truth. You're waffling. Pure waffle. You don't even believe half of what you're saying, but go on. You can continue to waffle. You're live. I can see you. This is gonna be here forever. I'm not gonna take the video down. So if you want to make your statements, you can make them. They will eternally be on this YouTube channel.
Wait, I can make them, but yeah, I'm being interrupted. Am I allowed to make them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen. Good, 4 years too long, man. Good riddance. Listen, being linked to Fluminense, which shows his level right now. I know he's 39, but I've been saying for 3 years that Silva shouldn't still be our starting centre back. He should be rotated, and we should be building for the future. Lo and behold, we're only doing that now. We let
Let
go
him know,
of two
bro. Let him know,
world-class
bro.
centre
Let him
backs.
know, bro.
We let go of two world-class centre backs in Rudiger and Christensen. We're balling out in the Champions League
Because
right now.
we were sanctioned,
Thiago,
right?
I'm not finished. Thiago Silva.
No, because like you like to interrupt me to correct me, right? I'm going to correct you as well to give some
Like
context,
first base, man.
obviously, right? Listen, at the end of the day, I have the better mic and the better Wi-Fi. But continue.
Thiago Silva's
What
leaving
do
us
you
in the
mean by that? What do
cauldrons.
you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Thiago Silva's leaving us in the cauldrons of the table. Disgraceful.
Mm,
Hey, Drogba left us.
Could have left
Drogba
us
left.
last season when he had offers of Fumanese in January, but he opted to stay. But okay, continue.
Should have. Drogba left us with a Champions League. His last kick was a Champions League. Drogba left us with a Prem. Hey, Silva wants to leave us in the table, man.
Let him know,
Just
man.
leave
Let
us.
him know, bro. Man. Let him know.
In Silva's
Let
first
him know, bro.
season, he helped us get a Champions League, but okay, continue.
He got hooked in the Champions League final.
No, he did not get
He
He
hooked.
got injured. He got injured in Champions League final,
No,
but
that's
okay.
agenda, man. Come on.
Okay.
Ahmed.
He played
Why
in
why
he played
was
in
AC on the
all
bench?
the Champions League matches -1 maybe, right? For that
No.
run, right? So
Why was AC on the
Ahmed.
bench?
Ahmed. Was David Luiz not injured in the 2012 Champions League final? Where he played 120 minutes and scored a penalty?
You man played-
all of a sudden all injuries are the same injury.
Yeah, because Ronaldo getting subbed off at, in the final, not playing the
Marshall,
final.
what was Thiago
Mhm.
Silva's injury? His little boo-boo. What was his injury?
I mean, De Bruyne got injured too.
What was it, a groin injury probably?
Oh,
I-
It
right.
was a groin injury.
I don't remember what injury.
Fine.
I'm going to
Oh,
entertain
I
it.
can transfer market. Yeah, hold on. I got you.
Surely that would do it.
You know what, man? The man them are
Wow.
speaking. The man them are speaking some good facts, man. You know, I'm
Hmm.
interested. I'm intrigued by some of the topics that are being currently spoken about right now. You know, it's quite intriguing.
Hey
you know,
dude,
you know,
put
I remember
put the
that
penis
final.
away.
I remember that final. I remember how shaky we were until Silva got hooked. I remember how shaky we were.
No, wait. Hang on. Their closest chance was at the end of the game, by the way. Where they almost scored.
I remember how
They almost
shaky-
scored
I
at the
just
end of
want
the
to
game.
remind you,
That's
in
wrong.
that game, we had a goal line clearance from Aspie. We had a great save from Christensen, another great save from Rudiger. All chances that Man City had to score, yet we were only shaky under Thiago Silva in the first 30 minutes.
hold on.
Go ahead.
So Silva did nothing and he got hooked. Brilliant. Thank you. You proved my point.
No, you proved nothing. I proved nothing for you.
So
You didn't even
in
have a
that
point to be
Champions League-
proven.
So in that Champions League final,
There wasn't
Mount,
big chances when Silva
Mount
was on
got a
there.
world class assist. Havertz scored. Even Werner made decoy runs. Reece James was phenomenal. Aspie was phenomenal. Christensen was phenomenal. Rudiger was phenomenal. Mendy was phenomenal. Ben Chilwell
Yeah,
was
all our players are
I'm
phenomenal.
just saying Thiago Silva makes a lot of things look easy.
Thiago Silva was great when he was on.
I mean,
Yeah,
defense
he
was
also
solid
phenomenal.
defense was solid when he was on. There was no last
You
second
said,
challenges like
Why
that.
did he get hooked?
when he
Why
was
did he
on.
get hooked then? Why did he get hooked?
Why did
He didn't get hooked.
I think
That's the thing. You are lying when he said he got hooked.
He
He
got
got
hooked.
injured and taking off.
But David Luiz didn't get hooked when he was playing with an injury.
You know,
Everybody-
can I
Who
say,
do we-
like,
who-
who-
yeah, but who
Imagine
else do we
thinking
have?
all injuries
Who
are the
else do
same.
we have? Who
Mm.
else do we have? though,
Hey,
that's why?
wait. If I may have a moment of your time, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
But
thank
you know what happened here in all these finals he's been playing in?
Cook
What
on
in
it.
all these finals he's been playing? How come we
Ahmed.
lost in all these finals that have mattered? You know,
Ahmed.
he's been the starting centre back.
Cook on it.
You know what I'm saying, bro? It's interesting behavior right there, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to
Cook on
speak
it.
too much, but
Cook on it.
yeah, man, what's going on there, buddy? What's going on?
You. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to actually land a good point and actually put some respect on Thiago Silva before you guys go backstage, and I can make this stream like I wanted to make it.
I respect Thiago Silva. You've been a good
You've not
servant.
said a single respectful thing since you started opening your
Marshall.
dirty, slutty mouth.
I
So
was just-
you better start respecting him.
Marshall,
Man,
I was just about
language,
to.
language.
I was just about to, Marshall, but you're giving me abuse. You see what I have to deal with here, guys? Come on.
No. Don't be a fucking SJW and misuse the word
Whoa,
abuse,
whoa,
okay?
What do you mean by that, man? Don't be calling
Marshall, stop hitting me, Marshall. Stop hitting me.
Can you not? What are you going to tell me? You can't go on with your little
Anyway.
spiel on Thiago Silva? Go ahead.
You guys talk about his positive. You know?
Marshall, Thiago Silva has been a good defender for Chelsea. Some would say great, some would say legend. Words being overused, but whatever. I've actually liked that he's been here, to be fair. I do like his play style. I do rate him as a player. It's a shame we actually didn't sign him much earlier, and we could have had more like use out of him and stuff. And to play that long at that age, at 39 years of age, and when did he start playing? Like when he was like 18 or something, 19? Have that long of a career.
Jesus Christ,
most players don't even get to play half that long at the highest level. So like, credit to Thiago Silva. I hope he goes to Fluminense and not to like Arsenal or something. Because I don't want them to get that sort of leadership and experience in their team. But yeah, thank you, Silva. And as you said, this is not a goodbye. This is he said something like he'll be back next time or whatever in a managerial role or some sort of capacity within the club. So yeah, thank you to Thiago Silva. Good riddance to trash. David Luiz is clear, but thank you.
Go ahead, Chris. I'm sure you want to say something on Thiago Silva.
I mean, like what Prime said, he had a very long career, and I wish we had him for like another 4 more years, like 8 years. Obviously, no, not after 40 or something. I'm saying like early 30s. I wish we got that, something like Thiago Silva. He came in defensively. I thought he helped us massively. I thought he could do everything as a defender. Positional intelligence, I thought he's very good at that. I thought on the ball, very good at that. Defensive, not decision making, very good at that. Like I felt like he could do everything, like ball line clearances. He did so many on the line. I've seen he's like one of those centre backs what could do that a lot. So I thought he could just read the game so well. And he literally ended his last trophy at Chelsea, what's just a nice thing to see, because he didn't win the Champions League before Chelsea. So
He won the Champions League.
I mean, yeah, like we won Champions League twice, and he was part of that master like defensive like class of like the whole run, not just the final, the semis, the quarters, the group stages, all of it. And
that is true. We had the best defense in the Champions League run last season.
And he was part of the majority of that, like most games. So
and he was also a big part of the reason why our greatest ever player got sacked. But it's fine.
I mean, he got sacked so we can win Champions League. Thank you, Thiago Silva. Thank you, because we'll never win that.
Actually, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Thiago Silva. Thank you for pointing that out, Prime. He got Lampard sacked.
Super thank you, Lampard. I remember Silva. I remember Silva playing against you. I remember Silva playing against you. Don't worry. I remember.
Thank you, Thiago Silva, for sacking Frank Lampard and winning Champions League. He got.
Thank you, Thiago. Thiago Silva for back-to-back.
If we had Frank Lampard still playing, we'd be at 9th and not winning anything.
Thank you, Thiago Silva for back-to-back.
It was a groin injury. Okay, it was a groin injury.
Thank you, Thiago Silva for back-to-back mid-table finishes.
I mean, and that doesn't prove anything, by the way. You have AC on the bench. Why wouldn't you use that? That's just like smart.
Thank you, Thiago Silva, for back-to-back mid-table finishes. Thank you, Thiago Silva, for back-to-back mid-table finishes.
Yeah, but by the way, that hooking thing off, yeah. Like, there's a good centre back on the bench. Why wouldn't you use it?
There's a better centre back on the bench. Yeah.
No, he's on the bench for a reason. Because he's not better than Thiago Silva.
I just want you guys to notice that Prime literally implied that Christensen is a better centre back than Thiago Silva. Okay, continue your waffle.
He's a great centre back, but
he's great. He's not better than Thiago Silva.
He's
though.
36, even a 36-year-old Thiago Silva. He's no Thiago
Hey,
Silva.
all I know is he got hooked. All I know is he got hooked.
He got taken off with injury.
And the reason why David Luiz didn't get hooked off, who can you hook David Luiz off of? John Terry being a fucking idiot, getting red carded.
When it's KDB getting hooked in the Champions League final, we say he got hooked.
Also, didn't say KDB got hooked. No. KDB got taken off because he collided into Rudiger and knocked the fuck out. Yes, he got concussed. That happens.
He got hooked.
You know what? David Luiz David Luiz when he fucking collided heads with what's his face, the Wolves striker at the time. Yeah, no, he should have just kept playing. Yeah, of course.
When Stephen
the trolling is so obvious. But keep trolling. You keep trolling. See how long you stay on this panel for. Keep trolling. Keep trolling.
Ahmed, do you know that? Do you know David Luiz played half a season with a leg injury when we won the Prem under Conte? Do you know that? Do you remember that?
I remember.
Yes. Again, treating every injury like it's the same as someone else's. But continue, yeah.
Interesting. No, I'm just saying it's interesting.
I'm just saying, what age David Luiz really last to, man?
But because it's Thiago Silva, you have to treat every boo-boo like a major injury. It's fine, man.
I like David Luiz a lot,
to me,
Thiago Silva. I'm
it's
sorry.
rather intriguing. It's rather intriguing some of the stuff that's been, spoken about right now, again, it's rather intriguing. We're gonna have to wait and see on, you know what I mean? It's a bit of a cheekiness I'm feeling, I'm not too sure what's going on, but again, maybe it's just the man don't want to do what the man don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not too sure on that one, I'm afraid, man.
When it's Thiago Silva, he needs to get glazed. But when it's David Luiz, he's a bozo.
No. David Luiz is
an
amazing centre back. Amazing, talented on the ball. He's very aggressive. That's why he did those bozo mistakes sometimes, because he's too aggressive. But
so he's
very technical.
So when Thiago Silva was getting red cards,
he's not. No, Thiago Silva's more intelligent than Luiz. He's more intelligent. He's more intelligent.
He definitely is more intelligent than David Luiz. That is a given.
Let me talk.
Go ahead.
Let me
Go ahead.
When Thiago Silva was getting the red cards, he wasn't aggressive. Or when it's was it good?
It's not just red cards, by the way. It's not just red cards. It's where he rushes forward and then leaves, and then.
Who's got more red card for Chelsea? Who's got more red card for Chelsea?
I actually don't know. I don't know.
Pretty sure David Luiz, but okay.
No,
I have David Luiz shirt on my back, man.
I know for a fact it's Thiago Silva. I know for a fact.
Do you know how many cards is Thiago Silva?
By the way, it's not just the what's it called? Red cards, by the way. It's one, and one of the red cards, by the way. Context is the West Brom game where he had to because someone fucked up.
Yes.
I forgot. I thought Jorginho fucked up with bad pass.
Is that excuses I'm hearing?
No. It's a smart red card, man.
Is that excuses?
But by the way, David Luiz would go aggressively and bump forward sometimes and leave behind him exposed. That's what I'm talking about, like intelligence.
Is that smart red card I'm hearing?
Yes.
I'm not too sure on that one, my friend.
I've
never heard about smart red card. It's smart red card.
Yeah, and I agree with the comment. Like Silva and David Luiz, cult heroes. Legends is the stretch because he only is here 4 years.
It's a smart red card, but when it's David Luiz, he's a bozo.
Yeah, bozo. When it's really, when it was my guy Zuma, when he was playing against Zuma's a bozo though.
Hey, Ahmed, no one's gonna mention that under Frank, Zuma carried Thiago Silva. No one's gonna mention that.
Zuma was carrying. Heading the ball out, doing everything that he could.
I like Zuma, but we're not comparing Zuma to these two centre backs. I'm sorry, what we're doing.
No one's going to mention that Silva was carried in that back three as well for us, but no one's going to mention it.
I mean, David Luiz thrived under back three too. If you're going to talk about back three, David Luiz under that back.
David Luiz won a Champions League final on a back four.
Yeah, I know.
If I may personally, I find it rather disrespectful to my guy, my fellow legendary centre back at the football club, to be getting this level of decrease here just for my guy Thiago Silva.
Is Thiago Silva even better than Gary Cahill?
Big question.
Cahill's levels of Phil. Come on, levels.
I
like that, man. You know what, man? That was
a compete to Thiago. Like
answered, man.
Listen. Like Igal said, forget Champions League. Let's compare Prems. How many Prems does Silva have?
Again, man, this is what I'm talking about, man.
Last two managers for starters in the start of the season with Lampard, he's had really shit managers a lot of times. So.
Shit managers, yeah.
Shit managers.
Yeah, so when it's Thiago Silva,
shit managers, sometimes
what
shit
recruitment. What about my boy David Luiz when he had to handle all those shit managers that he had?
What shit managers?
Scolari.
Yes, he said some, but he's had Conte who had an amazing system. What won the Premier League?
Listen, I wanted to say personally, put some respect on my legend's name.
Hey, Ahmed, when it's Conor Gallagher, though, he's a shit. When it's Conor Gallagher on your potch, Gallagher's just a shit player. But when it's Thiago Silva, that's shit.
What is this?
We're forgetting that Thiago Silva was under Tuchel, who won the Champions League. We're forgetting that, though.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Listen, I'm here to be the balancer because I know the glazing's coming.
This is not balanced. There's actually not been much glazing on him, by the way.
So, you know what, Marshall? The floor's yours now. You know what? Me and Prime are going to shut up now. The floor's yours. Everyone there. Give your accolades, bro. Give your accolades, man.
Are you sure?
Yes, bro, yeah.
Are you guys done?
Yeah, we're done, bro. Sorry.
No, hold on. Let me check my notes.
Go ahead. Finish.
That's insane.
I do.
No, I beg you finish, please.
Yeah.
I do have a bullet point here.
Make a clown out of yourself. Go ahead. Keep going.
I mean, you're the one that's gonna play Thiago Silva, so you're the clown. But whatever. I do have a bullet point that says.
No,
Johnny
if you
Evans
say so.
here.
If you say so. Go ahead.
I
Go
do
ahead.
have a bullet point that says Johnny Evans is clear, but I will allow you to speak.
No, go ahead. Finish what you want to say.
Let's
I'm done.
let's
I'm
not
done. I'm
glaze and then say Johnny Evans is clear.
I'm done.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Yeah, you're both
Oh,
done.
you kicked him.
Yes.
I just realized.
I gave them like you guys could sit here and sit backstage and just chill and just listen to me talk on Thiago Silva or us talk on Thiago Silva and not be idiots. But I gave you about 20 minutes to just waffle and waffle and waffle. So
Really that long,
I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, you can stay back there. Anyways, so Thiago Silva joined us 3-4 years ago. It was supposed to be a 1-year deal. And yeah, ended up being a 4-year journey. Now, obviously, this season wasn't a good season for him. We understand that. And listen, you can't always keep it 100% for at the age of fucking 39 right now. I mean,
right now, no.
It was tough. So, I mean, it is what it is. I wish it ended better with him having an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup or having won all those.
Nice,
at least the Carabao Cup. At least the Carabao Cup. It would have been nice to give him at least one more trophy before, the end of his tenure.
I felt like he really wanted to win that FA Cup, by the way.
He definitely did.
Because it's quite big in England. It's quite big in England to win the FA Cup, and I think he knows that. So, he's been to finals well before. So I felt like he just wanted to tick that off, and he just couldn't get that. And it wasn't even on him. And this season, by the way, defensively, he hasn't been amazing. Sometimes you can tell it's him, just like reacting slow or whatever. But like this defensive structure of like a team is on Poch as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's made Badiashile look bad. Disasi not looking that great. Like most of our defenders ain't look good this season. So it's not just Thiago in a bad way.
And I understand that. I refuse to believe that our defenders are just that shit. Because I know Badiashile under Potter was fantastic.
Thiago's good
now,
as well.
Thiago too. Thiago was our player of the season last season, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Pretty sure he was.
Yeah.
Thiago was solid last season. I mean, some people are going to disagree with that, but overall, he was solid. He was still our best.
I'm sure
our best player. Yeah. No, and they can enjoy everything I have to say backstage. But Thiago Silva last season was one of our best players. If not, he actually was our best player.
No, he
was so solid in defense.
Our defense was actually great last season.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the problem. Our problem was how we attacked, and we didn't really create enough chances. We didn't really score enough goals, and it wasn't defense. Defensively,
I could be wrong on this. And Oliver, obviously, let me know if I'm right in saying this, but I think he was our for a while last season. He was our leading scorer. Him and Chalobah were like our leading scorers. Leading assists. Okay.
Yeah, leading
because
one point
with two assists, just two.
Yeah, because our attack was just so bad. But he was scoring goals from headers, which we have a decent amount of.
I forgot how good he is in there. Because he's only 6 foot, I think, and he's so good.
He still is. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
he still is.
He still scored a few goals with his head. I think, like I said, he reads the game so well. He reads it so well.
It's his movement in the box that makes good on set pieces.
Yeah. So Chelsea Admin actually asked a few of the people in the community if what their favorite moments with Thiago Silva were. And most of them are goals. I'm surprised. I feel like there would have been some goal. Yeah, obviously. I like the defensive plays from him.
I love seeing when he blocks off the line because he does that so many times in his career, like Brazil, PSG, even AC Milan and Chelsea. He does it so many times as a centre back. Like centre backs do it now and then, but he does it a lot more. I don't know what it is. He just knows when it's just go behind the keeper or something, and he just blocks it. Well, I think was it him? When he stayed back when Harry Kane scored, but like Kepa pushed forward and it was offside. I think it was him who stayed back as well.
That was just Kepa.
No. Kepa moved forward, but there's a centre back behind him. There was a centre back behind him. It's kind of that weird offside rule where if a keeper goes forward as like with the defence line, but a centre back stays back like a goalkeeper, it's still offside if they passed it past the whole line.
No, but
It's
that
kinda
was Kepa ran forward and played him offside. That
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
Silva. That was
No, yeah, I know. I'm just saying which centre back it was. I'm not saying that was Silva.
I can't
but
remember, but the credit for that goes to Kepa.
Yeah,
This
that,
is-
but I don't know if that was
Wait,
a rule, by the
let
way.
me see this. This is the one he scored against Tottenham in 2022. I think we won the game 2-0, and Zia scored 2. Oh, that was the one where Zia scored that worldie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was the goal. Fucking great moment for Thiago Silva.
You know what's funny? Prime just got hooked off the stream as well, like Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
As you
Yeah.
say.
Exactly.
That's a real hooking.
Yeah, it's a real hooking.
Go check him
Yeah,
out.
now we know the difference. Now we know the difference in a hooking and an injury. But no, it's okay. I'm sure we'll discuss it next time he's on stream. But yeah, that was a great moment for Thiago Silva. Again, player of the season last season. I think he was player of the season before it as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, absolutely.
I know Mason got it because of his GNA, but I
GNA
think he
against
was player of
Norwich.
the season.
The only other player that should have been in the discussion for that player of the season is Rudiger.
Yes.
Rudiger and Silva, no one else.
I think Rudiger had injuries that season though, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
No, I don't really remember.
He
it.
played
swear
almost
he had
every
an
single
injury.
game. No.
All right, maybe.
Talk about
Yeah.
Rudiger's final season.
Yeah. For you, Rudiger's final season. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
look
he
at
wasn't.
Reece James
He
on the
wasn't,
pitch, man. You don't see that every day. There you go, Prime.
Yeah. So this is the Man City goal. This is against Man City last season.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah, because that looks like Erling Haaland.
Was
No,
that
this is this season.
no,
This is this season.
This is this season, yeah, because
It's the 4-4.
Yeah, that's the 4-4 game.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, Thiago Silva had a fantastic game this game too. Like, this is the thing.
That goal was such a good goal as well, where he ran onto
Yeah.
it.
And even this season, like when we were set up, this is the one that gave us the lead, right? The 2-1, or was this the equalizer? I think it was the equalizer. I can't. No, this
I
was
think it was
the
the
equalizer.
equalizer from 1-0.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, he whatchamacallit. Even this season, he's had really great games. So for me, like I'm a little upset that he's leaving. Obviously, because you can't. I understand he can't be at the club for forever. And the good thing is he said that this isn't goodbye. This is more of like, I'll come back in another context, another form. No. You talked enough, Ahmed. You and Prime, you could chill back there, enjoy the waffle, enjoy the smell of coffee and all the breakfast you want to have back there. You guys had your say. I warned you. I did warn you, but you guys didn't want to hear my warning. So the disrespect was louder than the praise. And listen, I wanted to have equal conversation here and a fair conversation.
What happened to the balancer?
The what?
What happened to Ahmed the balancer?
He was not.
Yeah,
balanced.
I don't know. And I knew it wasn't going to be balanced. Just like his.
There was not one bit positivity about Thiago Silva as his player.
Not at all.
healthy,
Not at
even
all.
so.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to see.
Yeah, and also you weren't cooking, man. You were burning dishes. Jeff Gordon Ramsay would have fucking kicked you out of the show the first 10 minutes. You were burning dishes, man. And all you were trying to do was make toast, and you burnt it. So you were not cooking, my friend. You were not cooking. You were burning toast. But yeah, so like this season for me, like it's hard to see. It's hard to like kind of. It's almost like Aspie last season. Like Aspie should not have been in the team last season. It's especially in the amount he was involved, because I would argue that Aspie after the Champions League, the decline was rapid. Even during that Champions League, there was some games I was
he was
Jesus.
still solid. He was still solid enough.
Yeah,
For us.
like remember the foul Aspie had against Atletico Madrid, and we were just like, oh my god, this is gonna be a penalty. Is he gonna get a penalty?
It wasn't given as a foul. It probably
no. But I
it
was
should
gonna
have.
say, he played right wing back, by the way, against Real Madrid. So
Yeah,
that was kind of crazy to see when Reece played right centre back to cover for Vinny.
I tell you what though, I don't really like to compare Silva with Aspie and the situations.
No, but the reason I bring it up is because like I would have preferred we cut the line with Aspie the at the end of the Tuchel season. That would have been fine.
I'd like to explain the difference. I think it's important for everyone to understand.
Go for it.
The reason Aspie had to leave was I think so. Let me start with Silva. The reason I'm fine with Silva leaving, by the way, I expected this and I kind of was advocating for it, not in any bad way against Thiago Silva. It's the right time for it, and we have. The problem is we have for far too long under far too many managers. We've used Silva as a crutch, and he has played. I remember in Tuchel's only full season, the 2021-22, he played about 60 games as a 37-year-old. And that's just unacceptable. And I know we didn't necessarily have
insane.
We didn't necessarily have the next centre backs in line to take his place at the time to share those minutes because Rudiger and Christensen were on their way out of the club. Rudiger got messed up by Marina, and Christensen, whatever happened there. But regardless of the fact, they were both on their way out, and we had to buy new centre backs the next summer. So it wasn't an ideal situation. But I think when you look at it this season, we've got Colwill, we've got Badiashile, especially those two. Those two are young centre backs that need the minutes in order to get to a stage where they're Chelsea level. And Poch as well, especially in the first half of the season, specifically before the Bell Silva thing with the tweet, using Silva way too much, and not even just because of Silva being not great, because I did say he wasn't great, but also he's a 39-year-old. You can't play him this much, and it's not fair on him, and it's not fair on those players that need the minutes. The difference with Azpilicueta, he needed to leave. He wasn't taking up anyone's minutes. He was just the starting right back because Reece James was injured all the time. So that was at a point where you just needed a better backup. So I think they are different situations, but it is two great players leaving the club.
Yeah. But again, I just kind of wish. For me, I kind of want players to end their career at Chelsea on a high, rather than at their lowest point. And I would say, although this isn't nearly as bad as Aspie's lowest point, this has not been Thiago Silva's best season. I think it's fair to say it's not been Thiago Silva. Whether it be because of him or because of the structure, regardless, there have been quite a few mistakes that Thiago Silva has made this season. Quite a few. It's a bit of both, yeah. But I think he's not as sharp as he used to be. So I guess to a certain extent, yeah, Oliver, you're right. I think now would have been a good time because we finally start seeing good amount of glimpses of the downfall. But
and by the way, you see when the likes of a Colwill, when the likes of a Badiashile come into the team so late in the season, they look completely out of their depth because they haven't had the minutes to develop. And this was the whole point of what I'm trying to say here. They should have been in a lot earlier, sharing the minutes. I wanted Silva to be phased out, and what we've done is we've gone from half the season he's playing to he's instantly out.
Completely isolated.
It's too sudden.
Yeah, for sure. This is, by the way, before I continue on, this is the header versus Spurs away. This is when Alonso was here, so the Romelu Lukaku season, the Tuchel season. Another brilliant goal from Thiago Silva. Dude, Thiago Silva's had some. Other than Zuma, I would say Thiago Silva has been our best set-piece header in terms of for goal scoring.
Arguably, yeah.
He just knows where to be and just. You've got a great jump on him as well.
I mean, it's certainly not any one of our strikers. That's what I gotta say.
Because even like I said, last season our defense had more goals than our offense. And Thiago Silva was one of those players.
Yeah.
Chalobah had goals. Thiago Silva had goals. It was embarrassing, yes. Even Fofana had some goals, right? I think Fofana had some goals.
He scored one or two, I think.
Yeah. So it was a little embarrassing, but Thiago Silva was there.
Score as well, and our tag we'll just sit here and be cheerleaders.
I got a favourite moment of his that I actually got two favourite moments of his. Not a lot of people don't bring this up. They like to bring up the goal line clearances and the goals. I've got two moments. One of them is a goal line clearance. Do any of you remember the goal line clearance he had last season against Arsenal?
Last season was bad.
I'll try and describe it to you. So it was a set piece, and then the ball ricocheted. Thiago Silva on the goal line knees the ball up and then clears it.
Oh, I think I remember like seeing a knee of Thiago Silva.
If
doing
he's
that.
a millimeter off, that's an own goal.
Yeah.
It's just incredible composure and confidence to do that. And the other moment, it's not really a footballing thing. Do you remember when the Atletico tie, when him, Mount, and Jorginho were celebrating in the stands? That was
I like
just a
that.
really
Yeah.
nice little.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
That's
injured, and then Jorginho and Mount were both suspended for that game, so they were just watching in the stands, because there was no fans in that season.
There was
I forgot about that.
There's another goal line clearance, like where he headed it over the crossbar as it's just going over the keeper. He just ran back and headed. Also,
I was there, Chris. That was
also,
Brighton
by the
4-1.
way,
I was there.
now I'm just remembering other stuff, right? And I think this is him as well. It's where Salah was already ahead of Thiago Silva, the halfway line. And Thiago Silva, and there's another goal line clearance, by the way. Salah run past the keeper, went to hit it, and Thiago Silva just slid in like out of nowhere and blocked off the line.
That was the Carabao Cup final where he just cooked it around the post.
Was that? I thought that was in the league game. I think that's
there was one where he cleared a Salah shot off the line in the Carabao Cup.
He has too many, Oliver. This is what I mean. This is what I mean about Thiago Silva. He blocks so many off the line. It's crazy how much this centre back does. You can't name another centre back to really do it, like especially in our generation, like actual watching these.
And I just want to point, that as incredible as it is, if people want to disrespect him, like imagine just go and count how many goal line clearances that there are there, and then remove him from that situation, and he's not there, and those goals go in, and
but he's still
now you've got 10 goal line clearances that turn into 10 goals, and we're a lot worse off. Like that just demonstrates the impact.
Like I said, he just reads and reads the game very well. He's a very intelligent player. Like his decision making is literally near the perfect. I think most of his career. I felt like he had the whole package as a centre back.
I mean, funny you actually say that because I just saw this video here where I kind of explain how he assesses situations. Yeah.
He's very. He's
like a certain Kim Min Jae would have immediately closed down.
Doesn't think ahead. He actually just thinks ahead, man. It's unreal as a defender. Can't say
he makes it look easy, man.
Yeah,
obviously we haven't seen the sum of the season, but
he makes things look easy, and that's why he said, "Oh, where's his like last second ditch tackle?" Sometimes, he doesn't have to do that sometimes because he sees what players behind him. He just reads it before it happens. He just makes it look easy. He's looking at every player around him. He does that.
I think one thing as well that is a really underrated quality of his, especially when he's playing in a stable system, particularly under Tuchel, because the Potter and Poch things were a bit more chaotic. Whenever he need to clear the ball, he'd always find a man. He would never just hoof it away. His clearances turned into passes. They always found like the winger or the striker. He had such a good eye for a pass. He's one of the best ball-playing centre backs I've seen, to be honest. That's one quality of his that is unbelievable.
What was his weakness, really?
What was Thiago Silva's weakness? Defensively.
What was the real weakness of his?
His weakness was he was slow. He was slow, but he would make up for it with his positioning.
Yes, like you don't have to.
Say he's not good at defending wide areas. That's not a diss. He just isn't good. He's lost the pace. I understand.
Would you consider defending wide areas like outside of the 18-yard box? Or on the wing, on the side, like near a corner flag.
As in he struggles a bit more in a back four, and he wouldn't be able to play wide in a back three.
But by the way, he's done back four most of his life, and when he started Chelsea, Even when when he's 36, when he started at Chelsea under Lampard, he was very good at back four. It's just Tuchel had his system, and people said, "Oh, he just needed a back three." It wasn't just purely because of him, by the way.
He is better in a back. This is it's not a diss. Rudiger is better in a back three than a back four. It doesn't mean he's bad at a back four.
Oliver, I think most defenders would be better in a back three because it's just more. Oh my god, yeah, that's the one. I remember that one.
dude.
That just too cold, man. Too cold. He just here we go, easy peasy. He just makes.
That's why I'm surprised some of these guys didn't put up his defensive clearances because some of the tackles he used to make for Chelsea were just like, I remember you guys, because we've been watching on Discord together for a hot minute, and how many times are we just like, Thiago Silva, Jesus Christ, thank you, Thiago. Yeah, like it's too often to count. Jesus Christ. Ahmed, okay.
I wish I could bring this one up as a
because you were trying to make eggs and they came out raw. You didn't necessarily burn the dish. I'll give you a second chance. But the moment I hear any trolling, wait, who just licked their lips? What the fuck?
No.
Huh? Hey, I'm muted, bro.
Wait. Wait, that would be my mic easily dropped on my shoulder. It may have sounded like that, but no. it wasn't me licking my lips, I swear.
Oh my god.
It would be my mute button hitting my shoulder.
Oh my god.
I can see why you probably.
I thought you were licking your lips. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I was gonna say Ahmed. I'll
Hey, listen, we love Silva, but you know.
Yeah, no, hey, chill, man. Not that much. But Ahmed, the moment you start trolling again, the moment you get under my skin again about my favorite Chelsea player, by the way, not ever, but my favorite Chelsea player currently in this team.
Let's go backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
I'm just saying. Prime, you're permanently there because you really waffled a lot.
I mean, this is fun. This whole conversation was fun, at least.
Listen, man, I'm just here to be, an honest arbitrator. That's all I'm asking, bro. Like, why are we hating?
Better be honest. You better be. No, you weren't being honest. You were being disingenuous before. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen,
if you think you're being honest.
I've been listening to some of the points, it's intriguing to say the very least, but you know what, man? We move, man. We move on that stuff. So I'm not gonna say anything just yet. I'm just gonna, relax and yeah, man.
But
just gonna see how.
This is the one you're talking about, Oliver.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot.
That's the
about
one.
This.
Yes, that's the one I'm talking
about. That's insane. Yeah, that's an insane goal and clearance.
You can't deny how many times he saves us from a goal. You can't deny that.
No, just to do this on the touchline.
Yeah, it's just confident.
You need to be so confident as a defender, as a center back, to do this and not worry about, because most other defenders
would just bounce off
would crumble and panic.
Yeah,
guy was calm and collect. Oh, that's insane. Yeah, I forgot about this. This is crazy, actually, when you think about it.
I forgot until all of a sudden I remember him jogging one off the knee. Some reason I didn't think that's an Arsenal game.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. I'm not gonna lie. How dare I? So I'm actually trying to look for some stats because apparently there's some stats out there to kind of summarize his career at Chelsea. I'm still looking, but I'll find them eventually.
Yeah, the stats are great, but if you just watch Thiago Silva, you don't need stats. You can see.
Obviously.
He can pretty much do anything. And pace, he may not have the pace, but like you said, he can read the game so well. He's such an intelligent centre back. So it didn't matter.
He's such an intelligent fellow. Oh, he's such an intelligent fellow indeed.
I just wonder what he did to you, Ahmed. What did he do to you, huh?
Currently, nothing.
I want to know what he did to Prime, actually.
I'm a humble lad. I don't really think he's done that much to me, personally speaking. So, I'm just willing to listen right now. Listen, learn from my elders. Learn from my OGs, as they say. We'll see what happens, bro. We'll see what happens.
So there's some news actually revolving around Thiago Silva. Fluminense have presented their formal proposal to bring Thiago Silva back to Brazil. The contract is almost ready. Thiago will take his time to decide between Europe and Brazil, with several options on the table. In any case, Thiago's kids will stay at Chelsea, which that's kind of the one thing I was worried about for Thiago is overall he wants to stay in London. His kids are in London, and this is not even just exclusive to Thiago. I think this is one thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration with players in general. A lot of times the move isn't necessarily because they don't like the team or the proposal on the table wasn't good enough. A lot of the times it's family related or significant other related. We saw what happened with Hakimi, with the whole, I want to go and live in France and stuff. And Hakimi ended up not working out at Chelsea. He ended up going to PSG. So with Thiago Silva, I was kind of like, I don't know if he's going to want to leave London because both of his kids play at Chelsea right now. I believe both his kids play at Chelsea. So, yeah. Hi, Prime. Yeah, you can stay there. So, yeah. So, that being said, whether I feel like after this season, he's probably going to stay there. in London. I don't think. I have a feeling he's not going to go to Fluminense, but we continue because he could potentially stay at London because apparently, according to TNT Sports, take this with a pinch of salt because it could be not true. Thiago Silva has proposal from 3 London clubs. The player's wife and children will remain in England regardless of the defender's decision, which is good to see. I think.
Hey, listen, man. Feel free to head down to Fulham. That's fine, man.
Hey, man, if he goes to Arsenal, are you going to be thinking about him in the same way? I'm just gonna.
I mean, David Luiz William.
No, they have their own Thiago Silva according to them. So yeah, let them.
Oh,
my view on
that.
Oh,
Gabriel, right? Yeah, that's their Thiago Silva. Let them.
Monstro. Oh my
God. Yeah. That's their own Monstro. All right. Yeah, whatever. He had one good season this season. Good for him.
I mean, my opinion's on Czech. My favorite player never changed when he went to Arsenal. Never changed.
But Czech did 10 years.
I mean, yes, he did 10 years, and he had every right to go whatever club he wanted to go to.
Actually, hold on. Do you guys think he could go to Fulham because of Willian?
Well, actually, there is a chance because apparently this is according to him. He asked Willian about Chelsea when he was leaving PSG. He asked Willian about Chelsea.
I think he told you why.
And Willian, even though Willian was on the outs, he still put in a good word for Chelsea. So they clearly have some sort of line of communication.
Yeah, so I think it could be an influence for sure. And he can stay in London.
I think Fulham would be lucky to have a 40-year-old Thiago Silva.
Fulham. I think it's one and done though.
He would sell a lot of T-shirts for Fulham as well in that name because his name was just legendary.
Yeah, but
I just don't want to see Arsenal or Tottenham.
No, please, no.
I don't want to see my Arsenal, but
so can I be honest, boys? Can I just be honest? Listen, I think we've been a bit. Thiago Silva, he's been a great servant to the club for actually a good 3 years. His last season and to a certain extent the season before, he has been himself, and that's partly on us because we should have really moved him on for quite a long time ago, in my opinion. Last year should have realistically been his last season at the football club, in my personal opinion. If we were a serious club. Now, for me personally, and I'll say this again, he's a cult hero. He's not really a legend. He's a cult hero.
That's fair.
And I feel like at times, we're a bit too much. Oh, Thiago Silva, thank you, and I find that at times to be a bit OTT. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, I feel that's a bit over the top at times. So that's all it is.
I disagree, but okay.
No, it is, bro. It really is.
I mean, cult hero. I hear you, but last season he was
not the category. That's you're entitled to. Because I understand why people consider him a cult hero and not a legend. I personally think he's a legend. I'll explain myself after, but I disagree with the over the top. Thiago Silva gave us a solid 3 years, and we do have a lot to thank him for. Yes, he did. He gave us a solid 3 years.
In my opinion, this is my personal opinion, and that's
I agree. No, that's fine. Listen, you're not waffling right now. You're speaking your truth. I get it. I can tell the difference because I'm not an idiot.
He's given us 2 good seasons. His third, he declined, and you could see it was declining, and we still let him stay for another season. And this season, he's been
okay. Let me ask you this. And again, this is your opinion. I fine. I agree with you. I'm just trying to pick your brain, right? What are the best 2 seasons you think he gave us?
I said the first 2 seasons at the club. So the Champions League.
Okay, so can you explain to me why then last season he was a player of the season?
Was he playing the season last year?
Yeah.
Yes.
He
should have been in the second season.
We know why they gave it to him.
Because everyone was shit around him. Everyone was shit around him. Ahmed, there was no one good in forward. Ahmed, who would you?
Bro, he wasn't good either. He wasn't good either.
He was good. Our defense was solid.
This is waffling.
No.
Ahmed, was our defense shit last season though? Was our defense shit?
Bro, so no one's Badiashile. Was Badiashile shit this season? Should we not give Badiashile them too?
Badiashile was in the discussion. Badiashile was arguably a player of the season, but I think it's because he came in January.
Yeah. I was gonna say that.
Same thing with Enzo. Yeah, they were arguably.
Yeah, he was good though. By the way, Badiashile.
No. I don't disagree with what Ahmed's saying. I genuinely think that they were in contention for player of the season, but I think the caveat for most people when we were having a discussion, at least us on Discord, was that I think we can't give it to them just simply because they joined halfway through the season. And Thiago Silva's been with us the whole season. He's solid the whole season.
Prime is really.
I'm just wondering.
Out.
I'm just wondering where this decline was last season, because with a washed Koulibaly, with a washed Azpilicueta, with out of form left backs, and him in the back line, we were still one of the best defenses in the league until Lampard got there. So,
and he was getting goals and assists for our attack.
If Koulibaly, Azpilicueta, and the left backs were so bad, and we had Kepa in goal as well, surely he can't have been too bad himself.
No, but he had declined compared to what he was originally.
He declined probably a little bit.
At a very minor scale at best.
But it wasn't noticeable like Aspie,
it wasn't that noticeable. Like you said.
Listen, maybe I've always prided myself on seeing the signs before others. Maybe I just saw the signs before some of you guys in chat here. But like I want to go back to the point of the OTT point. Yes, I feel like we are too much over the top for him. We are too over. This is just my opinion. We always like, oh, Thiago Silva's come to the club. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, mister. Like, it's a bit too much, bro. Honestly, it's not like,
I would understand.
Yes, he's a good player.
Go ahead.
Yes, he's a good. When I say this, yes, he's a good player. He's a great player. But the way we act in regards to him at times, is a bit ridiculous. It is a bit ridiculous for me, honestly.
I would agree with you 100% on this statement if we were talking about Mason Mount, if we were talking about Kai Havertz. Hell, I would even give it to you if we were talking about Jorginho or Kovacic, right? Or Kante, even.
No,
I don't know about Kante. Kante, I take that back. Kante, I take back with Kante.
Jorginho got a lot of hate too, so kind of like.
But I mean, I also don't think Jorginho was as great as people said he was.
Oh, he's a great midfielder, but
like I don't think he was world class. I can sit here and with chest say that from the beginning of his career at Chelsea to last season, I think Thiago Silva was a world class defender. And I think that's why when Ahmed says the over the top glazing for thank you Thiago Silva, thank you this and that, like I disagree because I think it's merited. I think he's deserved it for the 3 seasons he gave us, in my opinion, even 2 in yours. And there was a decline last season. Still, it's still a good amount. Whereas Aspie, I know Aspie's had a much longer career at Chelsea, so it's merited. But the decline from Aspie, Champions League Aspie, where he was still making brilliant saves and tackles, to the following season where we saw oh my God, this guy's getting spun. It was huge. It was huge. So I just genuinely disagree with you.
I'll tell you what it is, Marshall. I think the problem with Chelsea fans, the way they talk about Silva, it's almost like they talk like we're lucky to have him, and he has been a great player. That is no doubt. But this goes for any player. You're kind of saying that the player is bigger than the club in that. You bow down to Thiago Silva, and once again, he's been great, but you don't do that for any player, I don't think. And you've got to remember, for those that say we are lucky to have him, well, isn't he lucky to have us for us providing him his only Champions League that PSG, AC Milan, and Porto couldn't provide?
I was gonna say
it goes both ways at best.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know you put him as a legend, but just about as a legend, but he's nowhere near as a level as a legend as an Azpilicueta.
No. He's very entry level legend.
He's the first guy, obviously, to win everything at Chelsea, and defensively, we called him Mr. Consistent, for a reason. Aspie was him, man. Attacking, Aspie was very good, and defensively, Aspie is very good, and he had a very long career at Chelsea. Started as a left back actually as well, but there's levels how much you've done as a club. Thiago Silva's done a bit for the club, but he helped us win Champions League. He's very important for it. So you can call him a legend for that as well. You can definitely call him a legend for that. Like Torres got called a legend for like scoring against Barcelona.
Oh no,
Really?
that's ridiculous, man. This is
did
what I
say-
mean. People throw around that word too much. It's just
Like I know,
ridiculous.
sometimes it's jokes as well.
Torres was the record transfer in the
Yeah.
world, or in the Premier League.
He paid it
No
all
way.
off that night, man. He paid it all off that night. Don't worry about the rest.
No, but that's like Havertz paying off. Havertz paid
Yeah,
off the fee with the UCL when he was.
Basically, yeah. But
He wasn't good
also,
enough.
yeah. He did
Same
help us
thing.
win Europa League too.
Okay,
Gold top scorer in Europa League, man.
okay. We paid the record fee in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And what did he do in the league?
I was gutted how shit he was for Chelsea because I love Torres.
Oh no, we all were, but it wasn't
Yeah,
good enough. I don't
yeah,
know where
I
this
thought-
legend thing comes from. You can be a cult hero for that great moment, and it was a great moment at
Yeah,
Barcelona. I personally think Silva's a cult hero. I can't go any higher than that personally, and that's no disrespect to him, but I can't go higher than that.
I mean, Thiago
Yeah.
gave me 3 great years, and we got many finals. And mainly, it wasn't even down to him while we lost it. By the way, it's down to our attack missing our chances, missing their penalties, or whatever. We're not scoring our goals. Defensively, was a rock, and he was like part of it.
I want to talk about one of those finals because a great moment that people should be talking about, but they can't because VAR was doing a madness in the FA Cup final against Leicester when he pinged that ball to Chilwell, and it should have been a goal.
Hmm.
I don't know how on earth they. As a matter of fact, I think if I remember correctly from the time, the VAR used a frame.
5 minutes before.
What?
Oh, is that the offside where it's like a few minutes before? Like not 5 minutes, but a few minutes.
You know the one where at the end of the game, Silva did a long switch to Chilwell, and then Chilwell took it down and had that shot, and it went in. And the VAR ruled it out as offside, even though if I remember correctly from the time, they used a screenshot frame that was taken after Silva had first made contact with the ball to make the pass. So just VAR being incompetent. That should have been a moment that people talk about because that was such a fantastic pass, and the goal got disallowed, but when we thought we'd scored, it was limbed, like in the stadium and everything. It's a great moment until it wasn't.
I agree with what Will said as well.
Give me one
What makes him a legend?
second. Okay, here we go. I think what makes him a legend is how important you are at the club too. I think his professionalism and class all around will make him missed, universally adored by everyone. Well, except for certain people. But I think I kind of agree with this. Like with me, there's 2 big things that make you a legend. This is just me, right? It's your impact that you've had at the club, how well you did at the club, right? And length of time. I think those 2 things make a big difference, play a big factor. Now, I know Thiago Silva wasn't here for a long time. He was only here for 4 years.
Yeah.
However, in those 4 years, overall, the impact he's made to our defense, I think, played a huge part to us not conceding nearly as many goals as we normally would be at the club. Not to say that Rudiger and Christensen didn't play their part in these last 3 years at Chelsea. They did play a huge part at Chelsea. And then last season, obviously, Badiashile stepping up and doing his part. But I think all of those players stepping up the way they did and playing as well as they did, I think is another notion as to how good Silva is in terms of being a leader and being potentially a coach as well. Because I think you guys noticed it, if we're being genuine here, right? When Thiago Silva came to the club under the Lampard season, the defense, all defenders,
Marshall,
just started getting better. Go ahead.
Marshall, I want Prime to speak because he wants to back some points that I've made. So, Prime.
I'll let him speak. Just not now.
Prime. Yeah. Prime, if you may. Prime, if you may.
He ain't here.
Hello. Is he not here?
No, he's not here. Go look at the
Prime.
back door, man. He's somewhere there.
Hey, Prime, man, you have to be here, bro.
Someone mentioned Reece James.
Let's go backstage.
He's
then,
in
yeah?
the backstage, man.
No, he's not. He's
Go-
here. Oh, get
No,
Prime, please.
that's Oliver
If-
below me.
if you can't do the crime, you won't do the time. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Arsenal, you know what, man?
Huh?
Listen,
Prime, Reece James is fit.
Bring Prime Marker.
No, he'll come on. He'll come on.
He's still locked
I
up.
don't know, but like he actually.
No,
has a
this is
point.
great, man. This is sensational, man. This is
Yeah,
sensational.
no, he'll come on. He'll come on. I know.
After
I'm being
this
serious
shit-
too. He will come on.
After the shit he gave,
Come on, man. Let him go in. Let him come in now.
10 years.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
I would do the remaining time. I'll do the remaining time for him. If you.
The man said he was cooking, but he tried to feed me burnt toast. No butter, no jam, no molasses, nothing. And he said he was cooking. If you can't do the crime, don't do the time.
Come on,
I said that
man.
backwards.
How bad that was.
Listen,
Dude, I had to sit there and tolerate the trolling. The reason you're on this stage right now is because you only participated to the last 2 minutes of it and didn't go nearly as hard as he did. So
Marshall,
You got a slap on the wrist, man.
you got a slap on the wrist.
I'm willing to do the remaining time if you let Prime in. If he's not gonna troll. I'm willing to do the remaining time.
No, because
Nah,
he's
you're
gonna,
good.
no, he's gonna be locked up as soon as
Because you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna
say
swap him and I'm just gonna leave.
No, I won't. I swear.
Hotskis. No, it's fine. Prime will come. Prime will be here. Prime will be
He
here.
said no trolling in it, so that's what I'm saying, man. No trolling. That's why.
No,
Yeah.
Prime says, I'm not trolling, but then concedes to troll.
Exactly.
Let him in, man.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not trolling. He never trolls, but he does troll.
Listen, man.
Hey, chat. If you really want me to let Prime in, let's do what Ahmed said before, right? If you want to send in a £2 super chat to lock me up for my waffle, £2 super chat to set Prime free. How about that? I'll set Prime free from the backstage prison. £2 super chat. All right. What was I saying? I'm sorry. I got interrupted. I got interrupted by waffle again. But I forgot what I was fucking even saying. Oh. That's the other thing too that I feel like gets overlooked about Thiago Silva's impact to the team is not even his individual performances, but how he raised the level of everyone else around him. I think even under Lampard, when Thiago Silva played with us, it seemed like everyone's defensively were more solid. In December, we started to capitulate. Arguably towards the end of November, we started to capitulate. Everyone was just shit. We couldn't keep our composure. But then Thomas Tuchel came in, and Thiago Silva played a big part in playing all those games and us keeping those clean sheets however often we did with Tuchel. And you could argue it's a combination of him and Tuchel that Rudiger was as good as he was. And his level was raised. Same thing with Christensen. I think Mendy was a more confident defender or competent goalkeeper under Thiago Silva and his guidance. So on and so forth. I just think overall, like, I part of me worries what would happen to our defense now if we didn't have the guidance of Thiago Silva. Because even Badiashile last season was really good when he was with Thiago Silva in the defense. And this season, some of his best games were with Thiago Silva in the defense because he's young and Thiago Silva knows how to, talk to the defenders around him and get them to play at their best and position them in the right positions.
Yeah, like last season. Thiago Silva is just a born leader as well. Like, he's just one of those players who's just a born leader.
He's a born leader. He's a born leader, by the way. It's not allowed to talk.
What?
What?
He is a born leader, man. Since he's young, man, he's a leader. He's been in the game for like 20 years now.
So
of course he knows what he's doing.
So at inception, when the sperm entered the egg, that's when he was born leader, yeah? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, man. Basically, yeah. It
Yes.
was straight from there. He
Yes.
was he was
Naturally born leader.
that Thiago Silva sperm was a born leader, man. That's why he won the race.
What the fuck?
Okay, sorry, sir. I'm just here to break it down and
See, I'm not saying that.
No, I'm just going where Ahmed's going at this point. I'm just taking to that weird place.
This is why, man. I tell you, man. Chris, Chris just needs to get on his knees for Thiago, bro.
Jesus Christ, guys. I found a video. I didn't realize Thiago Silva did this, and I think it's absolutely hilarious that he did. I found a video from his time at PSG. Hold on, my mouse is acting up. Give me 1 second. Boom, there we go. All right. This is actually crazy from Thiago Silva. This fucking mouse right now, bro. All right.
You put batteries in it.
I have to charge it.
Yeah, there we go.
This Kylian Mbappe when he was at PSG. Look what this fucking guy did, bro. Look what this fucking guy did. That's crazy.
I remember that.
I didn't know, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
I forgot who gave it him, but yeah.
That was him. That was Thiago Silva gave it to him. That's crazy. Oh man.
I remember him getting given that. I remember that. Yeah, Ninja Turtle. Mbappe.
Glad he took it well, right?
Imagine he won the game.
I'm glad he took it well too.
Imagine he won the game, or just put as a celebration for a goal or something. Just pull it on him.
Hey, listen, man. I saw a Wolves player put on a lucha mask for a celebration.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Should have done the same thing.
He could have done it.
Didn't Aubameyang put on the goddamn
for the Black Panther mask.
The Black Panther.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
I got another moment for you guys. Another Thiago Silva moment. I totally forgot about. I didn't forget about it, but you just brought it up. This is what you were talking about when
this is what I was saying about.
This
is when Emerson scored in the.
Come on, Ahmed, you must like this moment. This moment was great.
Dude, when Emerson Palmieri scored.
Like Kepa.
It was Mason and
Kepa.
Was that Jorginho?
That was Jorginho.
No, it was Jorginho. Wasn't it like Kepa?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the hair and stuff.
No, bro, Kepa was on that bench.
And this was COVID times too. We gotta remember this was COVID times too.
That's what I was saying. So
I think we were 6 meters joke man or something at that point.
This is what I was saying. So Silva was injured and Mount and Jorginho were suspended, and so because there's no fans, they just watched in the stands.
Yeah.
Dude, the guy, and obviously in the Champions League when he was on the bench because he was injured, he was coaching the team just like he was basically on a touchline with Tuchel, and just coaching the team from the sidelines. It was incredible to see. But yeah, man, it's just like we can go on and talk about all the great things Silva's done for the club and how much I admire him and respect him. But in my opinion, he goes down to me as a Chelsea legend, not as legend. Obviously, there's tiers to the legend bracket. It's nowhere. It's very entry level. It's not. He'd be at the bottom. He'd be at the bottom. He's not near
legendary to you.
Yeah. I think just because of how impactful he was for the team in the last 3 years, and even this season. I mean, obviously his performances individually weren't there, but overall, I think he did good for the team and helped raise the level for our defenders. I would say that our defenders wouldn't be nearly as good if it wasn't for the coaching and the guidance of Thiago Silva this season. So, I mean, that being said, before we end the show, before we call it a wrap skis, I just want to say like and comment on the video. Let us know your thoughts on everything, including the waffle that we heard earlier, the disrespect. But go ahead and let us know your thoughts on that. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already because we're on our way to 3K subscribers. Hit the bell notification to notify whenever we do go live. Check out the links in the description. And as always, check out those memberships. I'll give the shout out to the memberships at the very end. But before I end the video, Prime, you've done the time. Now you could be a free man and you can say what you want to say. But just know I could possibly end the stream on you at any point. But go ahead, Prime. I'll let you speak. Go ahead, Prime. You know what, Prime? I'll even do this. Go ahead. If you want me to make you full screen, I'll make you full screen.
Yeah, you can have that if you want.
Wow, I've been locked up a long time, guys.
Yeah.
You was.
You finally have flying cars? You have flying cars finally?
Yeah.
That was a long time, I can't lie.
That was a long time.
Can I just say something quickly? You know, it's
I felt bad for you a little
that
bit.
the two black guys on this stream get up.
Listen.
The black guys.
Ahmed, man.
What's going on, man?
Oh my god.
I just want to clarify.
I'm
I'm trying to be a member of society now. I'm not part of that one that did. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I wanted to say something. Ahmed, what were you saying? I wanted to say something about what you said.
Was it
Us guys
about,
know what,
what-
basically.
So will there be over the top glazing for Silva?
Yeah.
Yes,
we're almost
yes,
at
yes.
2. Yeah.
All the things you guys said about Silva, like all being seriousness, obviously I agree with. But like my thing with Silva from after we won the Champions League that summer, and even actually before then, before we even bought him, my thing has for so long has been let's build a partnership in our defense that can actually last us for the future. Ahmed's right that Silva's been, even last season, I think he was still world class for us. There's a reason why our defense was so good and we were conceding not many goals. But we've been so over reliant on Thiago Silva and not built a defense, because any centre back we brought in, it's always been they'll play with Silva and they'll be fine. Badiashile looked quality last season because he played with Silva. Zuma looked good because he played with Silva. Christensen and Rudiger eventually rose up and became quality, but at the start, they looked good because they played with Silva. Chalobah looked good because they played with Silva. We've always had Silva as this crutch for protection to use, and fair enough, he's a quality player, so
Yes.
it's a great crutch to have. But like him being that age, there's a reason why last season I kept saying this guy's a geriatric. We shouldn't have to play him every single game. We shouldn't have to rely on him because of his age, because eventually that crutch is going to run out. This season, I don't think he's fallen off a cliff. I still think he's been good this season. Part of why he's looked so bad is because of how bad our structure is. I guarantee if he was in a better structure, you would see him look much better. Like, I don't think he's fallen off a cliff. I still think he can play for us next season. Not start, but be part of our squad. Because I still value his experience. I still value his leadership. We should still have that in this team. We like, ideally for me, I would still keep him for another year. Actually, what's his contract situation? It's 1 more year, right?
Well,
This is his final year.
This is his final year. He's announced.
He'll be leaving on a free.
Yeah.
I would give him another year.
Yeah.
And have him retire at the club.
I would
Because
love that.
his experience in the squad are going to need it. Next season, if we don't get the adequate signings and adequate experience and leadership in this team, we are going to fall off a cliff. Some journalist or some pundit or something tweeted out something like Chelsea would be a lot worse this season without the leadership of Silva and Gallagher. And as much as the Gallagher thing I found funny, but that is true. Without Silva, we would be a lot worse this season.
Yeah, which is my argument before.
There's a Star Wars quote. Probably.
I've said all things about Silva as a joke to get on Marshall because that's funny. But like in reality, this guy's been world class since the moment he came until even now. I still say he's still top quality. There's a reason why Arsenal would want him, because he's valuable experience for the likes of Soba, Saliba, and Gabriel to have in their squad. Look how much better will Silva and Gabriel be next year having Silva. Teach them. You know, I would keep him for another year. Is he an actual legend? That's interesting because based on how he has been as a leader, as a player for our team, how he's been our leader from the moment he's came in, how he is loved by Chelsea fans, and he actually loves us back, and how he is embedded in the culture of this club, you could say yes. However, he has not won enough to be deemed a legend, if that makes sense.
Because it's a tough one. I get it.
To be a legend, and he hasn't hit. He hasn't won enough, and that's not due to him, by the way. That's just due to the teams he's had to play in. He's also been part of, because as much as he's been part of our Champions League win and us winning the Super Cup and Club World Cup for the first time, he's also been part of 2 of the worst seasons in Chelsea history since the turn of the century. And that's not his fault, by the way, but he's still been part of it. So I would say if you're going to call him legend, he's a legend with a small L.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. And it's so. Let me ask you this: if Thiago Silva, I'm just saying all the finals we were in, right? If Thiago Silva had all the trophies he has right now, and in his short tenure, he would have gotten the 2 Carabao Cups, or 3 Carabao Cups, you can say, because Tuchel got to a final on his first season. Right? Did he get to a final? No. There was the FA Cup final that season against Leicester.
Yep.
So if he won that one, then the following season, the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool, the FA Cup final against Liverpool. That's 3 trophies right there. And then this season,
the Carabao
Cup. So it would have been 4 trophies, 2 Carabao Cups and 2 FA Cups. Would you have considered him a legend if he won those?
I mean, I still consider him a legend, but a small L. But if you're talking about big,
fair enough.
If we're talking about big O, I don't know. It's tough because he doesn't have. Okay, I mean, I make the joke with David Luiz, but David Luiz has 2 Prems or 1.
I think 2.
Yeah,
he has 2 Prems with us.
One with Conte and one with Jose, right?
Yeah.
So 2 Prems, and he won our first Champions League. Like, Silva doesn't have a Prem, and that's not his fault. He hasn't played in teams that are worthy to win one, but like, that still matters. Like, as important as Silva was in our defense to win the Champions League and win the Super Cup and Club World Cup, I could actually argue that David Luiz was as important winning the Champions League. He played in the final injured, and winning the Premier League under Conte in that back 3. And that's not saying Luiz is better than Silva as a player. But like, you know, if Silva was able to play in a team worthy of winning the Prem, or if in that 21-22 season, I believe if that Alonso goal stands against Real Madrid and we beat them, I believe we win that Champions League. If we had retained it, then you can say then you can make that argument. But we didn't. So it is what it is.
It's a tough one. I completely understand where you're coming from. It's a tough one. I personally think he's a legend because, and that's another thing you pointed out that I forgot to point out, is not only the leadership, the quality that's been there from him since he came to the club. 4 years, it's a decent amount of time to be at Chelsea. Not as much as like our other legends like Lampard, Drogba, so on and so forth, John Terry, Czech. But I think in that small amount of time, the amount of impact he's made, I think the big part that you said that I forgot to mention is also how he genuinely loves Chelsea, and his family loves Chelsea. And listen, you shake your head, but
I'm not shaking my head. I don't know. But you know the issue is with that. Like, it's like this it's too much. Okay, we get it, but like I don't think we need to consistently repeat the point that he loves Chelsea. Like,
Ahmed.
Ahmed.
I'm just saying.
The reason why, I'll explain it, Marshall. The reason why it gets mentioned, like for me, like whether you love the club or not, I get it. But for me, it's like it's a job. Do your job, and it is what it is. And I know some players can fake the love. Like if I played for Spurs, I mean, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I would still post. I love the club because it's right? And maybe a bit of that. Maybe Silva's doing a bit of that, but like, you can't fake it for that long. His sons or his
That's
son,
what I mean.
Plays.
He has 2 sons, 2 kids. Yeah.
His son plays in back as well. His wife is tweeting out about Poch and how he should be sacked. Like, you cannot fake that.
His wife goes to you can't. Here's the thing.
But the problem is,
but to give context, just so you know where I stand with this. No, for me.
I don't
for me.
I'm going to speak for myself. The issue that I'm not saying that he's faking. I'm saying yes, I know he loves the club, but I feel like it's almost become. I feel like we almost say, "Oh, he loves the club." He does this. Okay, yes, we get that, but like I feel like it's sometimes we are almost doing OTT of it. Like where I'm like, yes, he loves the club. Great servant, and I feel like that should be an easy, well-respected eulogy. But like at times, it's almost like we're going like to the sky with the praise at times. Where I feel like at times we're not being too balanced. There's some guys that have been at our club that have done very similar things as him, who don't even get shown the same amount of love, and who love
because they don't show it like they do.
Exactly.
And I think and I get what you're saying. Chelsea fans talk about it too much. I get it. Because people were saying with Mount that he loves the club, but ultimately it
Exactly.
showed that he didn't truly love us. With Thiago Silva, his son plays in our academy. This Silva's going to women's games when he has no reason to. Why would you go? Like, no offense, but why would he go to a women's game? He doesn't need to. His wife is tweeting out on socials about her disdain of Poch, and that got him dropped from our squad. Because at that moment in time, Silva was not playing bad. He didn't need. There's nothing warranted him to be dropped. He got dropped because of a tweet his wife made. You know how crazy that is. Do you honestly how crazy that is? Sancho got dropped from Man United because he wasn't training them. Silva got dropped because of a tweet his wife made. That is crazy. Like, and I get it, people go about it too much, but like, it's important because they actually love this club. I don't believe he will go to Arsenal. If he goes to another London club, or probably be full on West Ham. I don't believe he'll go to one.
I don't think they'll do a big one now.
If he doesn't, that shows how much he loves the club, where he won't piss us off to play for a rival. Mason Mount went to Man United. Like, I'm using Mount as an example because Mount is proper Chelsea, apparently. If there's a player that epitomizes proper Chelsea, it's Silva. We haven't had a player love the club as much as, well, maybe you can say Hazard, actually, to be fair, but we haven't had a player love the club as much as John Terry until Thiago Silva. Honestly, we haven't. I was watching a documentary or a podcast John Terry did with Simon Jordan, and the way he speaks about the club is similar to what it's shown with Thiago Silva and his family. Like, people honestly don't get it, and you will feel the effects next season with this guy gone. People don't get it right.
That's what I'm worried about.
I heard Aspie one actually to comment as well. Aspie definitely loved the club. I know he even stayed stuck out another year because he wanted to leave earlier.
But Silva, it's actually shown. You see it recently on socials. When's the last time we knew about a player's wife other than Cheryl Cole? Like, she's going to games constantly.
She's in the crowd. She's not in the little box office.
Yeah, it's all invested.
Like, people don't get it, man. Like, it's But honestly, like, it's a shame that he's leaving now. I'd rather he'd retired at the club and stuff. But like, he's.
I don't disagree with Prime on that either. Like, personally, like, I understand that he's had an impact in the club that hasn't been the best this season, in the sense that, like, maybe he's a little too slow. The transition that we needed to be more counterattacking, he would slow us down. I would admit there are games where he slowed us down, but defensively, I never felt like he was the cause for all the goals. But regardless, that's neither here nor there with Silva. What Prime is saying though, like, just to give context, to this day, despite everything that he's done, I'm still not sure if Enzo really loves Chelsea like Thiago Silva loves Chelsea. That's how much I believe Thiago Silva loves Chelsea. Just because, like, I know, Enzo, you've played through a hernia. I know you've tapped the badge. I know you've confronted Mason and stuff. I kind of want to see what happens next season when apparently that's the season they're going to decide what's happened to Enzo's career.
Why don't you say that with Enzo? There was a picture today. Enzo apparently was at the Cobham training round, right? I looked at that picture and people were saying, see how much Enzo loves the club. And I looked at that picture. And you know what first popped into my head? That is a great PR move. Listen.
I don't know.
I'm not having to go at Enzo, by the way, because I do believe he actually does love the club. I'm not having to go at Enzo. But the thing is, if that was Thiago Silva, I wouldn't be thinking that.
Yeah, exactly.
Or any other player, if that's Enzo or Caicedo or Gallagher, I'm thinking, you know what, that's a great PR move, to be fair. You're coming back showing that you're still willing to train, even though you just had surgery a few days ago. But if that's Silva, I'm not saying anything. If that's John Terry, if that's Drogba, if that's Cech, I'm not saying shit. But the fact that it's other players, I'm like, that's great for PR, which fair enough is a great thing for PR.
I think for me, and Prime, maybe this is the same for you. I think for me, the reason why I hesitate with Enzo is because he did the same kind of shit at Benfica. Like when Benfica, when he when he was supposed to leave Chelsea the first time in the window, and then when it didn't happen, he came back and tapped the badge and all the shenanigans, the wahoo and stuff. So it's like, okay, I'm not sold yet on Enzo.
No, you're right, and that's why I don't get emotionally attached to, like, I troll with the Gusto thing because it's funny, but like I don't get emotionally attached to players because they're employees from my football club. So long as you play well and you play to your best potential and your highest level, I really don't care what you do in your personal life. I'm attached to Silva because of what he's actually shown that he does actually care
consistently over the last 3 and 4 seasons. So,
and maybe some things he's doing is PR. Maybe you could argue that, fine.
Maybe,
but he doesn't seem like he's doing things for. He doesn't seem like a PR guy. Like crying after the FA Cup semi-final or loss or whatever. If that's other players, I'm thinking that looks good PR-wise. It looks like you care. It looks like you've shown fight. But with Silva, I'm not thinking that. With John Terry, I'm not thinking that. With Drogba, I'm not thinking that. Like, he really does love the club. And I guarantee he's not going to go to Arsenal. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I don't know, Suleiman, but I agree with Prime. I don't think he's going to go to a rival club. I genuinely think that he loves Chelsea enough, and he understands the culture and the club and everything. He gets it. I think he gets it, and that's the thing. Like, I hate to say that line because it's oversaid, but like I think Thiago Silva genuinely gets it. So for me, Thiago Silva, thank you for your 4 seasons. I wish there was a 5th one because I would say, like, Prime, I agree with you. Next season, I would love to see Thiago Silva, but his minutes need to be the same amount of minutes that we've seen Badiashile play this season. That's how little I want to see him play.
And you know what? And I said this like back through the start of the season, or near the, well, not at the start, like midway through, that at least, well, I say I believe, who knows what he would do. But like, my thought process at the start of the season was, okay, we bought all these centre backs, we've got Fofana, Badiashile, etc. We've got all these centre backs, Levi Colwill. Silva won't have to play as much now because we will figure out between all these centre backs who's our best partnership, and Silva can just rest and be there as backup and as experience for these young guys. Fofana's injured, Badiashile was injured for half the season, Cole has been playing left back. So Silva's had to play every game basically.
Yeah.
If we weren't having these injuries, he wouldn't have had to play. If we kept Rudiger and Christensen after the 21-22 season, if we kept both of them, the 22-23 season, Christensen and Rudiger would have been our centre-back partnership, and we wouldn't have to use Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
If when we bought Koulibaly, if he wasn't such a bozo, Silva wouldn't have to play consistently. So with all of that context, the reason why he's played so much is because the other centre-backs here haven't been to the level of quality, or they flopped massively, or they've been consistently injured. And the only constant of quality and stability in our defense has been Silva for a reason. And we have been over-reliant on him. And once he leaves, there's no protection. Next season, when Badiashile is still shit, and the Sassi's still shit, and Fofana is injured, and Tolo's not playing well, there is no Silva to come in and raise your defense. We have no crutch anymore. We now have to learn to walk.
And I'm worried about that. That is something I'm worried about next season. But that being said, guys, any final thoughts before we end it?
I told you I wasn't going to troll.
What about you, Ahmed, man? You going to say how much you hate Prime?
Told you, Marshall. Told you I wasn't going to troll.
Yeah, I appreciate the honesty.
You just did the whole...
You could have had some criticism, and I would have, agree with you.
Yeah. But hey, you said David Luiz.
Bring Prime on the cook.
You said David Luiz is shit, so I had to fire back. So.
Jesus Christ!
I don't
even know if I said he's shit.
Ahmed looks disappointed, man. He looks disappointed.
Marshall, who's your favorite Chelsea legend?
Chelsea legend?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Thiago Silva. Watch.
No. I feel like I hate to say it, like, because it's just so generic. I think I have to say Lampard. Yeah.
Mine's Petr Cech, but Lampard outfield. Yeah.
In a specific order, I'm probably gonna say Claudio Pizarro. No, I'm probably gonna go Lampard first, Drogba second. I never actually thought about this much.
I've already cussed Drogba as well. Who's third?
I want to say Aspie.
Oh, he's up. He's like a.
Aspie has to be up there. For,
He won everything.
I can't slander Aspie. I can't slander Aspie. He's fourth.
See, the thing is, like, I would say Eden Hazard, but I never watch Eden Hazard that much. So I guess I'm kind of a fraud. That's why I'm a casually. I'm a casual for that reason.
You know,
I missed the
Lampard,
Hazard.
then Drogba. Then was gonna mention another. You know what I mean? How come it's Lampard over Drogba for you? That's what I know because I find that one.
The all-time goal scorer.
So that's just the reason why. It's not even. That's
I mean,
honestly, you know what? You know why it probably is? Because when I was watching Chelsea for Claudio Pizarro, I was watching Pizarro play because Drogba was injured and Lampard was on the pitch. So I got to like Lampard before I actually got to like Drogba. So it might have been because of the order in which I saw the player.
I mean, it's not like you're picking up. Lampard's been here for 70 years.
I slandered Lampard
goals,
all
70
the time,
assists.
and I've slandered Drogba before, so I've got known. So what other Chelsea players do you love then? Who can I go at?
Like my number
I
one.
think it's the timing. The timing of it right now is horrible. That's why I was like, all right, I'll let you troll, but you gotta go backstage.
You like Kante? Actually, I go at Kante anyway.
Oh yeah, Kante. That's what I mean.
You're not fun. You don't allow me to do anything, man.
Listen, for me, I said this before. My
God damn, man.
Listen,
I never allow him to do anything. How many agendas have you run on Casually FC?
And I want to do more.
Listen, my favorite player always, has always been Drogba. He's always been my number one. There's no doubt that. No mind. Number two, obviously, is Frank because I love Frank, and like Czech was probably like joint second. I would say with him.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. There we go.
Yeah, Czech is underappreciated. I get it.
So for me, then obviously after that, obviously it's going to be Eden Hazard. I was watching that guy in my teenage years. Hoops, sensational always for me. Ramirez is actually up there for me personally. I've always been
underappreciated.
I do have a sweet spot for Ramirez. I'm not gonna lie.
Balak is another one that I love.
Yeah.
Zola. The problem with Zola, because I only watched limited amount of Zola, because like he's probably I watched Zola's last season.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch play Zola.
I watched Zola's last season.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch
Zola. I watched Zola's last season at the club because that. So that's why for me.
I mean, Zola's one of the biggest legends here as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why for me he's up there, but he's not. I've not been able to watch him continuously over time for me to give that review. So, John Terry, CLLR as I like to call him. If you understand, that also in Tezu, he's not on the list. That's what I'm gonna say.
I'm surprised Ashley Cole's not on any of you guys' lists because I was thinking about it too.
And I was
like, did I have Ashley Cole that much?
I mean, Ashley Cole's our best fullback.
You know what it is? Ironically, Ashley Cole, man, he was a great player. I loved him. When he was playing for us as a left back. The issue was, he's just there's some players they just have that the charisma and stuff. With him, and I don't know, man. With him, you didn't really see that many interviews of him. He didn't really put himself.
Weird.
Yeah, and he never really, I think with him in particular, he never really put himself out there in the media. You know what I'm saying? The reason why, we
did a show call, man.
Yeah, like Joe, like. You check. You know what? He's another one. Joe Cole was extremely underappreciated.
Yeah, he does. He definitely
does.
Although
I feel like in recent years his stock has gone back up, man. You know what I mean? That guy was like.
Oh, because he's on the like. Being
well, when we won the Champions League, remember how he celebrated?
Yeah. I think it's stuff like that. You see.
Who do you guys think our best defender is?
Of all time, it's John Terry.
Carvalho.
Yeah, it has to be.
Carvalho.
Alex.
Carvalho.
No, for Chelsea, right? You take
Alex. He said Alex. He's just gonna say Alex.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe he doesn't have the longevity, but I can debate that in the short time, in the 4 years he's been here, like individually as a defender, not on the team they played in.
Yeah.
Individually as a defender, Thiago Silva's been just as good as them.
Prime, you're supposed to join Ahmed, not go against him. Yeah.
I could see the argument for it. I can see the argument for it.
Meh, I'm not too sure on that one, bro.
I think it's an actual arc. Like again, as great as John Terry was, and Carvalho was only here for like 3 seasons. As great as both of those two were, like they were also playing in amazing teams with amazing. I feel like Silva's getting a manager and Mourinho, and the coaching manager Ancelotti. Thiago Silva had to carry the likes of Chalobah and the Sassy and Badiashile. Like,
he's getting overrated.
He's not overrated, but
no, he's getting overrated now. He's getting overrated.
Arguably one of the best at Chelsea.
I mean,
the problem.
I'd like to hear the argument.
A lot of people
I don't think so.
Can I be honest? The problem with I want to actually go back to John Terry. The issue I always had with John Terry, particularly after the incident, as we'll call it on here, which we all know about. Yeah, it's just it becomes complicated to talk about. Does that make sense? It becomes harder to look at his legacy. You can say he's got everything, but then when he's done what he's done,
he definitely tainted the fan base for sure. He definitely tainted it.
It did definitely taint his legacy.
You know what the irony is? John Terry probably, that Hall of Fame stuff they're doing on the EPL, he probably would have been the first ones to be in there. He would have probably been joint number 1 in there, by the way, alongside Thierry Henry and what's it called, Alan Shearer. But you know what? He's not in there because of that shit that he did. Honestly.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely did put a little bit of dislike. Actually, a good amount of dislike of him towards from my perspective.
It made him very controversial for that.
Yeah, it made me hard to like him as much, or even consider him one of my favorites. Actually, funny enough, we were just talking about Ashley Cole, right? I feel like I like Ivanovic more than I like Ashley Cole.
Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah, I feel like I liked Ivanovic more than I like Ashley Cole.
I like Ashley Cole is my number 1 favorite left back.
No. I know what he's talking about. I think he means as a whole package.
Yeah.
And I get what you mean by that. Yeah, because you know what it is. Yeah, because like Ivanovic, you probably heard him before speak. He's done some interviews before. Even now, after his career, there's been times that people have gone to his house, and you see the whole memorabilia of his time at Chelsea, and like there's something there where he's able to. He has that,
I do like Ashley more, but I'm just saying in terms of Ashley Cole. Yeah. My bad. Go ahead, Ahmed.
Yeah, but I think the issue with Ashley Cole is big him up here, but he's just charisma, and I feel like he's someone. There's some players that are a bit more introverted. Don't really like to talk.
Yeah, maybe that's.
Yeah, I think he's just a private guy.
Are you saying you guys like Ivanovic more than Ashley Cole?
I do not like Ivanovic more. I do not.
Yeah, you know the reason why that is because Ivanovic has scored like big goals for us in big moments.
Yeah, I think I was about to say. I think that's part of it too. Is that Ashley Cole, like he was good at setting up plays, and the creativity was off the charts when it comes to a defensive fullback, but Ivanovic had some of that, but he also scored goals, and I don't really have many memorable Ashley Cole goals really in my head.
Yeah, because he didn't have to.
He's our second highest. By the way, he's our second highest GA fullback behind Aspie with goals and assists. Though he's still like.
But that's probably mostly assists when you think about it.
More assists. Yes, for sure.
He did about 8 years.
Yeah.
I know,
true.
but like by the way, I looked at this before. It's like 337 games each. Aspie and Ashley Cole, and I think Aspie being by 1 more GA or something like that. By the way, but like Ashley Cole defensively as well, one of the best defenders, like fullbacks like ever as well. Like he kept he kept Ronaldo on lock. He locked him down, man. Not Messi so much.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Real quick.
I can't. I didn't really hear that.
Say that again, Prime?
Can you repeat that, Marshall? Can you repeat that?
It wasn't Marshall.
Well, I didn't hear what Prime said either.
Oh, I said he's the best left back.
Ashley Cole? Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is. That's without an argument. I just for some reason, I just don't put him in my favorites. I'm going to read this comment real quick before I read that last one.
Yeah. You know what it is, Prime? I was saying the thing with Ashley Cole, it's not his play. Because, like, again, Ashley Cole's play is undeniable. What he was doing on the pitch was undeniable, right? The problem that I think a lot of people have, a lot of these guys here, whenever they talk about Ashley Cole, why he's not so high, is just charisma, and I think also the fact that he wasn't really on your TV as much whenever he was talking to guys. everything like that. And that's what I think has harmed him more so than I think a lot of people realize, in my opinion. But that's
Yeah,
just
but the reason why he's not on the TV as much is because he's not flashy and he's not getting goals.
But fair enough.
I do need to end the stream, but I will ask this last question before we end, which is one player you wish never played for your club. I think that's a really interesting comment from Soliman.
Just one?
Just yeah, just one. You have to really pick.
Don't you dare say Reece James fire. I don't.
I mean, the first one that comes.
You know what? You know, fuck it, Dillabaji, man. Fuck that guy.
Who?
Why'd they come to Dillabaji? Joe's saying, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah.
Why would I say Reece James, Chris?
Because you, man, you and genders, man. You just gotta shout Reece
No,
James,
use
man.
your-
He's too
use
fat
your
for the
logic.
club.
Use your logic, Chris. Use your logic.
I mean, I'm trying to use your logic into that. You're
My dude
trolling
played
logic.
1 minute of
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, like why did he come here? I'm just gonna waste on Dillabaji. Fuck that. Like, yeah, what? I would say, obviously, realistically,
What the fuck?
drink water, but nah, Dillabaji. I'm gonna say shout out to Dillabaji, man. Why did he come here? I don't know.
There's a few up there for me.
Or Torres is yeah. I hear the Torres.
No,
one.
Torres.
Mason
no,
Mount. Mason Mount's the one that comes first to
It
mind.
hurt me. It hurt me. Him come to the club because how bad he was. That hurt me.
What he gave
Oliver,
to
do
us
you have one?
more the money? I don't care.
That's
What,
a
me?
really tough. That's a really tough question.
Yes.
I don't know. Bakayoko. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that guy infuriated the hell out of me.
This is a really tough question.
It's not that tough, actually. I'll be honest.
Why have you?
Well, Ahmed, what's your answer then?
Because there's like, I feel like if you think about it, here like if I was to put in a list here, Benayoun obviously is one of them. Morata probably is one of them. Who is another one that I'm thinking of right now? That's off the top of my head. Morata, Lukaku, easily another one I would argue.
Yeah,
You know,
Lukaku's a... Yeah,
Oh,
you know
Kepa.
what?
Yeah,
Kepa was the
Kepa.
one I was about to say. But
Kepa, of course. Bakayoko, obviously Drinkwater's another one. You know, you can even argue for the time he's been at this club. Ross Barkley was another one. The thing was Zabacosta. I saw someone say Zabacosta. The issue with that was that, you know, Zabacosta was like, you know, he was only here for 1 season and we were able to move on quite quickly. So he wasn't as bad. But
I don't think this is necessarily that difficult. I heard what you said. Like, what were some of the other picks that you said besides Lukaku and Ahmed? You said some other things.
I said
Lukaku.
Lukaku, Benayoun, Morata.
Yeah, some of those picks,
Kepa.
like, I don't really mind because the knock-on effect, like Kepa, the knock-on effect of Kepa, like we won the Europa League the first season, but the knock-on effect of Kepa meant we got Mendy, and that knock-on effect won us our second Champions League. So, like, I don't mind that. For me, I wish we didn't buy back Lukaku, because if we didn't get Lukaku, we could have got Harry Kane that summer instead, and that would have helped us. We bought Ross Barkley. I don't mind Barkley because
he had some good
we also
games.
had, because the knock-on effect like won us actual trophies. So I don't mind. I don't mind that. Lukaku for me is the only truly bad signing that had no positive knock-on effect from it. Because
Lukaku, can I say, by the way,
if we didn't have Lukaku, we wouldn't have had that massive interview stuff and the falling out and the negativity that affected the fan base, which affected the club or the players on the field massively. Bakayoko wasn't a major thing because even though he was bad that season, we still won the FA Cup and we still ended up making profit from him getting loans and selling him. There's been no sort of positive spin from Lukaku. He's still here.
Look, Falcao was alone. That's why it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, Falcao was alone.
Okay, if we're going on knock-on effects, I'm going to change mine to Gallagher. Ever since he joined this first team, we've been mid-table.
Huh?
Yeah, but Oliver, Gallagher, one, Gallagher's not signing, and two, we're going to make
No, he didn't say
profit.
signing. He didn't say signing. He said, which player do you wish you never played for the club?
Basically saying,
Oh.
wish Gallagher wasn't born, man.
We're not, but, okay, even still, Lukaku was worse for us than Gallagher.
Yeah, of course.
Can I just say? Can I
I'm
just
just
say
saying this right now.
again? Yeah, but Woodcheddar, you know the thing with Quadrado. The issue was we actually got our money back for Quadrado.
I felt bad for
So-
like just signing Quadrado and all that.
Yeah, so I think Quadrado is one where we actually got the money back from him. So I've never had that much of an issue with Quadrado.
No.
Saul Niguez again was just a loan. That's just the reality of the
Yeah.
situation.
And but Felipe
That
Luis.
wasn't too bad.
Yeah, and Felipe Luis, we got our money back for him
Yeah,
too.
he was a good left back, and
That
he
was
just didn't
money-
get in.
That was just that was money laundering, by the way. The Felipe Luis one was just money laundering. I truly believe that because we literally got paid the money back for the money
Yeah,
we brought him.
It was
At the
dodgy
time,
business,
yeah.
and that's gonna buy us now.
Yeah. So, but like,
Can I just say? Can I say about
the
the Saul thing? Like, if we're talking about knock-on effects, like getting him in meant we didn't get Chouameni.
Get Chouameni. Oh.
I mean,
That's an argument.
Yeah, that's like because Per Check was saying. We
But
should
to be honest, then again, that was you could still blame Marina because she felt that she didn't believe in him. So
she pulled the bag as well,
Yeah.
man. It's the only one who wanted him was
Yeah.
Check from the
So
board.
if I'm being honest with you boys, yeah, the one that I think is the worst is Lukaku, and because of the knock-on effects that he's had and how he went down with the club twice.
Yeah.
By the way, it happened twice. By the way, like Mourinho literally kicked that guy out after he made us lose the Super Cup. It was rather harsh, if you're being honest. At the time, it was harsh. I would argue. Yeah, but maybe Mourinho saw something that we didn't see before, and then like obviously the second time when he came here, and then the fact that he made those comments, you know, so soon after being made 100 million man, and after all, you know what? Yeah, Lukaku is a good example of what you guys are talking about with Silva, but he's like the anti-Silva. Does that make sense? Where he was saying, "I love the club, I love everything like that." Remember, the one back. That's the club's my heart. You know, I'm here to bring it back to the glory and everything like that. And then remember,
he's glazing us in the Champions League final number as well. He's glazing it. It's like, look how serious they were and all that, and then he just.
And then you know he did to do the same to then the club that you were twerking for when you were at Chelsea with Inter was even worse, by the way. Which he actually, so I think for me, at the end of the day, Lukaku, just everything in regards to that is really bad. And I would argue, you know, I know even though we're talking about the worst player, I think with Lukaku, when people look back at his career, they're going to be so confused about the goals he scored and yet why is he so much hated in his
Dude,
out
of context,
transfer
to
fee
look at
accumulated
Lukaku and see where he went.
If you actually, I'm being serious, bro. If you look at Lukaku just as a stat-based like footballer, you will be confused as to why he's hated so much and why he's won so little.
You had to be there. You had to be there.
Like
You had to be there.
And that is something, and like his reputation has taken a massive knock of us, by the way, too. Even for him personally, no longer a Rock Nation, you know what I mean? Not getting that, you know, the American stuff that you might have been possibly getting in terms of PR. Not doing well now at Roma either. It's not looking good for him, bro. I'll be honest, man. Now he's just running for the Saudi money because his career is finished.
Yeah,
And you look at his career now. What has he got to show for it? What, a Scudetto in the Europa League?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top tier stuff, man.
Before I give my answer, obviously, guys, we're going to close out the show. Copy and paste the message right there. Be sure to show some love over to Sarcasm City, where we're going to be rating a man like Flawless doing his show over there. Show some love. Be sure to smash the like if you haven't done so already, guys. Be sure to also check out the links in the description. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything. Subscribe because we're on our way to 3K subscribers. And guys, as always, at this time of the show, I'd like to give shout outs to our proper casual and higher tiered members, and that's going to go to Suproton, M3, Adam CFC, Wasabi Meets World, Horizont, Hereditar, B-Man, JC, Ishi, A. Soliman, EE, Hassan Nawaz, Uncle Jester, Will, OG Turbo Jesus, Dark, Adrian, Pelu, Coco624, The Danzo, Gabriel A, Adib, AK Satid, and Joel. Wow. Big list there. Big up to all you guys and big up to everyone else who's a member. And as always, we'll be back this weekend or tomorrow actually to react to the Tottenham game. And yeah, so stay tuned. Be sure to check that out. But before I end the show, my answer, the player I regret playing for Chelsea. I thought about it. I mean, I'm stuck between Kepa and Lukaku. But fuck it. Malang Sarr. Get this bozo out of my club. Fuck Malang Sarr. Absolute bozo. Get out of my club, bro.